Well, hello. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Punk's Not Dead, the Cyberpunk Red actual play, live on the Shadowcasters Network on Twitch television.
Yeah.
Streaming right to your PCs.
So high.
It is very weird doing an intro as someone who's not doing the stream.
Yeah. Right.
That's true. Yeah, I can imagine.
Because
So,
you kind of have to be like, you're live. You can go now.
Yeah.
Like legit. Go ahead.
all right. So, we look a little different. Well, I don't, but everyone else looks a little different, and the overlay here looks a little different. As you might tell, we usually do a little show called Join the Anarchy, which uses the Shadowrun Anarchy system. But now we're going far, far away from Seattle, a little bit south, a couple states, to a totally different universe in Cyberpunk Red, where we will be doing a 7-session actual play with some pretty wacky stuff in store. So how is everybody? How are you all? I'm gonna preface this with the first time. This is the first time most of us have gone into the cyberpunk world. So be nice.
And feel free.
Yeah.
You know, we're watching chat, so
Yes.
you know, if you know something that we don't, you want to add
Yes.
to our world here, let us know. Let us know what we're missing.
I have never DM'd this game before, and I usually don't DM at all. Yet I am now in the DM seat, allowing our DM to, I should say GM, because we're not going into any dungeons, but, well, as far as you know.
Spoilers.
But game master for life, Oz, finally gets to be a player again.
So
Now
excited.
then being thrown back into being a forever GM. I love how someone on Twitter was like, wait, they let the GM be a player? That you can do that?
He gets
my God.
he gets a break.
It's
I
almost
am-
unheard of, but yeah.
Very excited about this. I am
too.
super duper pumped. I think we're all kind of playing something new to us, both character and game. So
Yeah,
So,
it'll
yeah.
be interesting.
yeah.
Very, very interested to see how this all goes.
I'm
Some
done
things to
tweeting.
discuss. Some things to discuss before we start. The one thing I have is just that we were discussing a way to sort of increase interactivity with this system, because being Join the Anarchy, being entirely improvised and allowing all the players to sort of co-GM, whereas audience can also create characters in the universe, and then we use tips to give the players some bonuses and everything. This is going to be a more grounded, sort of regular actual play in more respects. I am the only GM, and we won't have like NPCs created with Stream Boss, but we were discussing a way to implement that into the system that will work a little bit differently than most Cyberpunk Red actual plays. Oz, you're smarter than me. Why don't you just describe what you were thinking with that?
Well, you know what we're seeing right now, our stream boss is slowly being whittled down, and every time that, thanks to RNG Froyo for that sub, every time that anybody helps this channel in any way, so follows, subs, cheers, you know, your bits and donations, bam, just like that, our stream boss is defeated. And we all get a reroll, which we can use
Oh,
to reroll. Because this
what
system
now? To reroll?
This system can be
reroll.
really swingy. So I'm very excited that we get some opportunities here to be badasses. So thank you, Nick Morgan, for that. Those 500 bits. And
because I haven't.
That sub's coming. Whoa, Mega!
Welcome to September, by the way, where everything is $2.50.
awesome.
Noted. I think we just made 2 more rerolls.
We have a total of 3 now.
Yes.
Nice.
All right.
Starting it off right.
As I was saying before, Memnon rudely voted with their wallet.
But thank you though for gifting all those subs.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Memnon comes to my streams. They know what I'm about. So I was thinking, since I haven't DM'd this before, game balance is still something I've got to come up with. So the amount of rerolls we can have at once is still a concept that's up in the air, because depending on how things go, we'll figure out what's best. But for now, it's kind of a tentative question mark with how many rerolls everyone can have. So, as Alice was saying, this is a very swingy system, which I think he means it could just like go either way with. Is that what you mean? Like it could either go like
Yeah, like the dice are really fickle.
Yeah.
Like, you remember when so we were doing a playtest of this game, and I rolled a 27.
Right.
And the enemy also rolled a 27. I'm like, son of a bitch. Like, I critted, he critted, and then the very next one, I'm like, 14, you win. And I'm like, fuck.
All right, here. I'll set the bar of just like pretty much every other system. You have to re-roll before you know the result of the clash, so to speak.
Fair.
So you won't be able to say, I failed, I'm gonna re-roll. You're gonna have to be like, I don't like that, I'm gonna re-roll. So that way there's an air of, I don't know, suspense. It's like I'm the game master or something. Okay, unless we have anything else to say, perhaps I should stop stalling.
Yeah.
If everybody, all right. So, as you can see, everyone's very dressed up in character. But today is definitely going to be an introductory session, sort of a slow burn. Everyone's going to have their time, and you're going to get to meet the lovely characters you will be hanging with for the next few weeks. A little bit of backstory, though. This is primarily a Shadowrun-centric group of people here, if not part of the network. It's almost like we named it after it. So just a little bit of some backstory for this world. Welcome to Night City, under sort of the United States in the year 2045. Night City is a bit of a city-state within the space of California, meaning it's not really part of the United States, and a lot of people actually come into Night City when coming from other countries, so they don't have to deal with the rest of the United States. Some things recently have changed. Maybe you may have heard around 22 years ago, the middle of Night City was nuked due to a pocket nuke in the Corp Arasaka. Inside of one of their buildings, one of the top floors, a pocket nuke detonated, crushing a large portion of the city. Because Arasaka, whose home base, their headquarters, is located in Tokyo, was at war with Militech, which is the weapons manufacturer, sort of militaristic corporation. Arasaka and Militech basically waged World War III inside of Night City itself. During the 2020s, a lot of the war escalated to the point of armored vehicles and aircraft and orbital strikes. It became an insane war in the middle of Night City, which ultimately ended with the nuke in Arasaka headquarters. Nobody knows who detonated the explosion. A lot of people say it may have been Arasaka covering tracks. Some people may have said it was Militech trying to, get rid of the competition. Nobody knows for sure, but what everybody does know is that the beloved icon Johnny Silverhand has disappeared. A lot of people thinking that perhaps he perished within the war itself, and a lot of people really sad about that one. It's almost like we were promised Keanu Reeves, and now we have a system where he's already dead. Okay. Not naming any names, Pondsmith, but F in chat for Keanu Reeves. But whereas in the 2020s, this was kind of bandit country. Now, after the detonation of the explosion, even 22 years afterwards, whereas the whole west coast of the United States is in a sort of state of rebuild due to this, Night City is still very much the epicenter of the war, and is sort of, it's not lawless, but it's damn near close. It's a very dangerous place. There are a lot of people forming gangs and showing violence throughout. It is a very dangerous place to live. And by the time of 2077, it was voted one of the worst places to live in the world. But this is 2045, and a little, yeah, we did it. We got an award.
We did
it. So, within the last year, a lot of things have happened with corporations and the rebuild of Night City. Everybody has sort of tried to acclimate themselves to this new post-apocalyptic world, sort of. It's not in a wasteland, so to speak. And actually, for the last 20 years, the sky has been blood red. But we've sort of gotten to the end of that era. This is 2045, one of the last years of the time of the red, and the sky has begun to clear a little bit. And you don't know if it's maybe your vision, something in your mind that makes you see it a little bit, but sometimes you think you see a bit of haziness still clinging to the sky, maybe some storms pushing in. You don't know if it's really based off of anything, or if maybe you're just still, you can't let go of that time. The past year, a lot of things have happened. Notably, there was some trouble within Militech. Was on the news. Some executive had some accusations of great proportion thrown at them. The name Lyle Burke was thrown around, he's some Militech executive who was accused of this or that. It's all sort of just corporate bullshit to most of you. But it is something to note. Let's start off on a Monday. It is early morning, about 6 a.m. Merv? You think it's about 6 a.m.? What time do you usually wake up?
Merv is usually up, starting his workout at about 4:30. So he is 6 a.m. on a Monday. He's in the shower.
All right. So, already been up for 2 hours. Merv, you're getting ready. Just walk us through the space you live in, the day-to-day sort of.
All right. Mirth's workouts are generally, he doesn't have a ton of equipment, so he pops out of bed 4:30. His agent, I believe, is his communication device, wakes him up, and goes for a run, and he will do lots of a bunch of body, push-ups, pull-ups, all that jazz, and he tends to go through the safest places that he could find, and he listens to, as he's running, affirmations. So there's somebody saying in his ear, "You are strong, you are powerful," and he's like, yeah, fuck yeah. So he's to get a perspective, he's maybe about 6'3", 250, mostly muscle. He's 45 years old. He is totally focused on his own movement, and so he bounds up the stairs into his tiny, shabby apartment. It is a studio apartment, and he pulls the curtain in the corner to take a quick shower, and then he puts on his NCPD uniform and heads out.
Now, actually, being a Night City Police Department detective, you're actually plainclothes. the uniform that you would once wear when you were a part of the patrol division is no longer your daily attire. You are who you are, but that doesn't stop you from using the uniform.
He definitely has his badge on him all the time. Right. Like he's one of those people who wears it in plain sight and open carries. There's not a lot of good tech around here and not a lot of good guns, but the cops tend to be able to acquire the best ones. Right.
Yeah. So Merv has the signature sort of triangular shield of the Night City Police Department. How does he get to work? What does he have? Does he take public transportation? Does he have a car of his own? How does he transport himself?
He walks.
He walks.
He lives very close. Yeah, he gets a good clip going so he can make it in at 7 and review the case files that he's covering for today.
All right. Yeah, Merv, you get into work. It's pretty much the same as it always is. You through the front doors. There's just the groundwork is being laid by the police department. It has been very hectic the entire time you have worked here because you know the city you live in. The police department it's never quite stretched thin, but people are always having to work and run places and everything. The patrol division of the police department, sort of like the beat cops, is viewed as the most important division of the department because of how dangerous Night City is. It has the most officers in the division. They are constantly out on the move, trying to make sure that the city isn't being torn apart by crime, though it's sort of a losing battle. They do what they can to withhold the law, but in such a crazy place, it does get a bit difficult to maintain. So the patrol division, this is a huge police department. There is countless divisions of officers trying to keep this place going, but you're no longer a part of the patrol division. You head straight to the investigation division where your office would be.
I imagine the investigative offices are, because kind of reflecting their lower funding, lower status, they're not as well funded as the patrol. So it's kind of like in a corner with flickering lights and it's a shitty office.
It's not shitty per se. It's the patrol is one of the main priorities of 2045 because of how much just street crime there is. So the patrol has there's a lot of people. There's more people in the patrol division, and there's a lot of eyes on the patrol division making sure it can maintain its staff and they can make sure that it stays running. You're not viewed as higher up than the patrols. You're just sort of a different division entirely when it comes to because you were part of the investigation work. You're a detective, so I wouldn't say it's a shitty office, but it is way quieter because there isn't just the big hustle and bustle of the patrolmen. But you get there and there are far less people. There's still a working staff. But it's not as active as the front door.
I think Mirth's desk is immaculate. It is, he sees like a speck of dust, kind of like brushes it off, and he has perfectly stacked files. His technology, every bit of tech on his desk is perfectly clean and placed, and he nods to another detective in the room and sits down. And he's like halfway through. He's got a case on his mind, and he's halfway through it. So he flips to the Myers case, and he opens it up, and he goes, "Oh yeah, that was it's just slipping my mind. I think this is the." So he's like full on in work mode. He's been working since he got up.
Right. And being a detective, trying to solve case after case after case of burglary, murder, a lot of murder. It's a much darker time, which is the whole city is in sort of a rebuild, yet from your point of view, it's the same shit show, just the numbers are way higher. It's the Myers case, the Smith case, they all just almost sort of blend together with how much this happens. There's so many cases that hit your desk, and at this point, there's cases that may not even hit your desk. There may cases that may not even have any effort put in, because how can they?
Yeah, and I think it gets to the point where he kind of just picks the ones that he thinks are most connected to certain things he's interested in. So like any kind of specific organized crime gangs that he wants to nab, he finds things that sort of match up with what they're doing, and he ignores like 90% of the cases that come across his desk because he just can't manage it.
Right. There is one case that no matter how many come across his desk is always in Merv's mind. This is a case that no one else has really paid attention to. This is a case that not a lot of people even really know exists. This is a case that really only Merv and his chief inspector, Harper Costas, really know about. And this case, Merv will know. Merv knows what I'm talking about, chat. Mm-hmm. Merv, this case, though the intrigue in it has increased over the last year, no new leads have come of it. Depending on how much effort Merv has put in, there's just nothing that comes up. And instead, he gets Myers, he gets this, he gets that.
Yeah, and I think that's really frustrating for him. He's like, I just want to dig into this one, but his workload is just so insurmountable that he can't give it the time of day.
Right. You have another detective sort of comes by in your room, or your office, and kind of, hey, funny man, how's it going?
What?
You you get in and you write in the books, huh?
Yeah, I got a lot of work to do. There's have you seen this one? And he holds up the Myers case.
Oh boy, is that the one where someone died? It's sort of all the same, pal.
Right.
Look, I know Costas had something she wanted to talk to you about at some point. Just whenever you have the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She available now? Not like I can really get ahead on this.
It's up to you.
All right. He actually hands him the file and says, "Could you run some checks on this? I just need to make sure that I haven't overlooked anything." And he kind of gives him a couple details, and then skedaddles.
Yeah. All right. Try not to smile too much. Yeah. And
Mirth doesn't get it. He's just like,
yeah, whatever. All right. Yeah. You make your way to.
I think too. Mirth will stop and grab her a coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he brings 2 coffees, one for each of them.
Harper will remember that. Yeah. You make your way down the way. For some reason, you guys just are on the opposite corners of one another, and this is sort of just a hallway of like glass wall after glass wall after glass wall of offices. Stay hydrated.
Where's that pot?
And make sure to spill it on yourself as well.
So cyberpunk,
So cyberpunk, yeah. Just You make your way to Harper's office, and her door is slightly open.
Yeah, he kind of awkwardly knocks with the coffee in his cyber hand. He's like,
"Yeah, come on in."
Harper, sorry, Inspector Costas. I'm still getting used to the new the shift. Sorry.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
He puts the coffee on her desk. 1 and 1, yeah.
They say that again.
1 and 1, yeah. Cream sugar.
Oh yes. Thank you, Merv. Yeah, she drinks. Was there anything I could help you with?
Oh, what's his name? He said you needed to see me. Jacobs said you needed to see me.
Mirth, how many times has Jacob said you needed to see me? And you've come in here, and there hasn't been anything.
Is that... Like, does he think that's funny? There's so much shit to do.
Jacobs thinks that brains on a wall is funny. Jacobs is a douchebag, Mirth.
Yes, I agree. Jacobs is a douchebag. And I think Mirth is just like super... He's so irritated, and he stands up. He says, I think I'm gonna go give him a piece of my mind.
Mirth, actually, could you please sit down?
Fine.
Is everything okay? Is this, You just seem a bit wound. More wound than usual, of course.
Yeah, you know what? After 5 years as an investigator, I thought I'd get somewhere. I mean, it's great to have you back working with me, but I'm getting frustrated, and I'm not being able to focus on the cases that I want to. He kind of gives her a meaningful look.
I understand. I know that you have certain... We have this department to try and sift out the terrible, terrible shittiness of this place that we live in. And I understand it may not be the most glamorous thing in the world to have to look at the same scenes over and over, but it's the world that we live in. And I understand that it may not have a personal stake, but for some people it does.
I know. It matters to someone. At least we're helping people. That's all that matters. That's what I have to remember. He takes a sip of his coffee.
And I know that sometimes that's not enough. But trust me, I'm a human being. I also have to deal with the terrible, terrible everything that comes in, but it's not like it was back in the day.
You know, at least we could see their faces. You know what I mean? They're there. They were being assholes. The ones that were shooting at us, we were shooting back. These people are sick. The people we're investigating are I don't know. Maybe I need to focus on something other than murder for a while.
She sort of like sips on your on her coffee while you talk, and then looks back at you and says, "So you'd like to focus on something other than murder by being shot at?"
Well, I can see now how that sounds strange, but you know what? Yes. Kind of, yeah. Kind of.
You know, Joshua, sometimes I don't understand how you don't think you're funny.
What?
The way you act is just sort of interesting. And it's Look, if I find something that I think would get you out of this rut, I will do my best to let you have it. Until then, we have the Myers case.
Yeah. Yep. I'm making headway. Damn it! Why did I give that file to Jacobs? Shit.
Yeah, I don't. She just shakes her head. I'll have a talk with Jacobs. Don't you worry.
All right.
All right. Was there anything else?
No, I'm gonna get back to it.
All right. Thanks for the coffee, Merv.
Yeah, anytime.
You get up to leave, and you start walking back, and you just think, fucking Jacobs. Why? Every time. It's like he's not... What does he really even do? Ugh. Douchebag. And you get a message.
Bing!
Yeah. And you check the message, and it's from nobody. There's no name. There is a file. And when you try and open the file, if you do, you can't. It's just a lot of nonsense you don't quite understand. And it seems like there is some encryption. But the file name itself is the word Vance. And the subtext of this file... Well, go on.
Mirth, like, he stops. He's walking with purpose, as he always does, about to give teach Jacob's a lesson, and he stops and looks at it. His face just goes white.
So Vance is the name of this file, but there's no access to it whatsoever. And then you get a second message from the same no one that has 2 words. And the words just say, "Find Mars." Jacob, you're in deep contemplation before you realize you're standing in front of Jacobs, who has this file in his hand. And he's like, "Yeah, what's up? You okay?"
Did you run those checks?
It's been 5 minutes.
Mirth snatches the file and says, I'll do it myself. Just...
Yeah, man.
Leave me alone. Don't stop telling me Costas wants to see me. Someday she's... He's very flustered. And sort of like leans over top of Jacobs and says, just stop. Just don't fuck with me, man.
All right, dude. Sorry. All right. People cope in their own way, you know? All right. I apologize.
I think Mirth goes, he turns on his heel and goes back to Costas.
Still taking that same sip of coffee, which you were leaving.
It's like 4 seconds later. And he, I think he's going to tell her. He goes in and says, hey, sorry, do you have a second again?
Sure.
He closes the door and like draws the blinds and is like, he's being all like secretive. And he says, look, I know you don't like me working on this, but I got a message about Vance. I need to follow it up.
You got a message?
He shows her. I don't know what this means, but they obviously know who I am. I don't know if they know I'm a cop. I don't know what's going on, but I need to... Can you reassign me so I can get to the bottom of this? You know how much this means to me.
Okay, Merv, when I said that I would help you get a case that interests you, you just got this as you were walking out.
Yeah. It's the only lead I've had in 15 years. It has to be something.
Yeah, something extraplanetary. This message here, do you understand this?
No. I mean, it's probably a trap. It feels like a trap. But a trap is better than nothing.
A trap is something that we send experienced people in after we already have information. Look, okay. I'm not saying that you're not experienced. What I'm saying is this is very coincidental. All right, it's been what, almost a year since Vance, and you just get this message from nobody. And by the looks of this, it's encrypted.
Can we at least get IT on it?
What is IT going to do with this? They are,
I don't know, clickety clack, make the words.
clickety clack, make the words. Right. Of course, I'm sure they'll appreciate that designation of their time.
Yeah, those guys don't really like me. I don't know why.
Maybe it's because you smile too much. Merv. Okay. I am going to help you with this, but first, before you do anything, find out who this Mars person is. Or a thing, if it even is a person. I assume they're gonna be the trap, if anything. But find out who they are before you go and find them. And talk to me about it before you do.
All right. You got it, boss.
So yeah, go bug IT and see if you can get a background check.
Clickety
Make sure to
clack.
smile. Yeah. I've been really bad at pantomiming this. I've just been like, I'm like a PS2 character, like, that is some good coffee.
Just reminds me of that Oblivion thing.
Yeah. All right. You make your way out of her office again.
Mirth goes to IT. Mirth heads down to IT and kind of takes a deep breath before it knocks on the door and goes,
Yeah.
hi, how are the computers?
How are the computers? Guys, look out, it's Grinch.
Oh no.
He's trying to smile.
Hi. Oh, all right. Come on in. Please don't.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
You walk in, this place is muggy, it's hot, it's like, have you ever walked into a teenage boy LAN party where there's too many computers on at once?
All the time. How would you know?
That's yeah. You're wondering why
brother in our
there's
basement.
no like World of Warcraft right now.
Sweaty.
Yeah, it's just it is like it's a big room full of sweaty boys working on computers. But it's like you look at these computers and it is just like, imagine like the Matrix crawl. Like it's just gibberish. You're like,
Plus,
whatever.
there's like a clickety clack sound.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
Mirth was right.
Yeah,
He's
constantly.
like, I don't get it. Why can't I say clickety clack?
Yeah. And then there's like over the top of the clacking, it's like them speaking in what seems like gibberish to one another. I wouldn't say that Merv is like not able to use technology at all, but these guys are just like they're just operating on a different frequency. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mirth's not the brightest, so he's kind of just like.
But yeah, this guy that answers the door, Terry, is like, yeah, what's up?
I need to get this decrypted, de-encrypted.
De-encrypted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure, bud. Okay, sure. And he takes your phone. He's like, wait, the phone itself, or I'm assuming this message thing. All right.
The Vance file.
Yeah. He just tosses it to one of the other guys, like through the air, and then the other guy like grabs it, and he's like, oh yeah, okay, interesting, sure. All right, hold on. Let me. And then he just pulls out a wire from his wrist and connects it into this phone. And he has these big old goggles that are like on his forehead that he then like moves down in front of his eyes. And it's like if they have this, what are the computers for? But the rest of them are just and yeah, you see this guy, he's just kind of like moving his head around as if he's in a different world. And then like Terry's just kind of sitting there like, so
Yeah, I had a real good workout this morning. Personal best.
cool. Yeah, PB. A lot of that going around recently.
Oh yeah. Have you you work out?
No. I do speed runs. Just hit a PB on. You know what? Doesn't matter actually. I'm gonna go talk. See you in a bit.
Oh my God.
And yeah, he walks over. He walks over, and he's like, Kyle, can you hurry this up, please? And he's like, okay, hold on. It's not like it's. There's a lot going on here. All right. And he.
What can you tell? Can you tell who sent it?
I can't tell a damn thing. This encryption is some stupid shit that I've never heard of before. Meaning, someone sent you a bunch of garbage because I never get anything wrong. What I can tell you is that Mars is a person, and Mars actually goes. Well, Mars is not their real name. It is. Her name is Haley Bailey.
Oh,
okay,
is that a
right,
joke?
sorry.
Is that? Are you?
No,
is
that's
it really
her real
Haley
name.
Bailey? Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Haley Bailey. He's like writing it down.
Yeah. They're. Oz, does Haley Bailey have a criminal record?
No, she does not.
Yeah.
So also, total side note, we gotta say hi to our raiding party, Geek Unleashed.
Oh, hello.
Welcome. Welcome
Hi.
to the Shadowcasters Network. We're playing our very first episode of Cyberpunk Red. We just got started. We're in like that beginner's role play, find out about our characters thing before the action goes down. So you came in just in time.
Oh yeah.
We're currently talking to IT, so
Yeah, you're talking
there's
to
that sweet
the most
action going
IT.
down.
Me pretending that there are people who are more nerdy and sweaty than me.
This is actually way more hilarious than it sounds. It's so good.
Kyle is like, yeah, chick's got a clean record, and it looks like she lives at. So, but this, as far as this decryption goes, and he just like tosses it back to you with like the goggles on. He doesn't even see. So you have a phone hurling at your Merv. Yeah. Try not to crush it.
He has real good
Yeah.
reflexes. He catches it easily.
Yeah. You're even able to compensate for like the really garbagey throw of this guy's tendonitis wrists. And he's like, yeah, but as far as the encryption on that file goes, yeah, I'm stumped on that one. I think it may just be some garbage red herring or something. I don't know. But
Okay. Yeah,
here's
thanks.
I'll show you the address of that person if you ever wanted to, if you needed that information. And he sends it over.
Perfect. Yep, I'll do a full rundown on her. Thanks.
And like Terry is like at the door, like ready to close it on you. Like, all right.
Hey, good luck with your personal best there, man.
Can you, the door, thank you, closes it.
And Mirth is gonna go and find everything he possibly can on Haley Bailey.
Haley Bailey.
Haley
All right.
Bailey.
Haley Bailey. What would the Night City Police Department have on Haley Bailey?
What they would have on Haley Bailey would be all records probably stop after probably 5 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, something like I don't know. What would you think? 10. What fits your story?
Do you think that the Bailey name would have I mean, obviously that's a big thing. So the biggest thing you find on Haley Bailey is that the Bailey family was a good chunk of them worked for Militech a few years ago. And it came out on the news that they were actually involved in numerous cyber terrorist attacks on different locations, different everything, and their names have been connected to a lot of pretty bad shit, as you can see. A lot of like cyber attacks on different corporations and just people, and it was on the news for a bit, and they haven't been apprehended and they're still at large, except it seems that this is the one of the Bailey family who doesn't seem connected to the rest of it.
So she doesn't have the record.
Right, there's multiple probably like records of Night City Police speaking with Haley, and like records of her. There's just nothing. It's just basically they find that she's not really connected to, she never worked for Militech, and it seems like it's a separate incident altogether, and no information on the whereabouts of the Bailey family has been on record.
Okay,
that is the most notable thing you find through not even just the police record. The police records, you see the conversations with Haley, but the Bailey family being terrorists is on just everywhere. You can find it. It was big story a few years ago.
It's on all the stream sheets. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that he'll spend the morning digging into everything he can about her family and about her, and kind of maybe get a sense for who she is, what she does now, where she lives currently, since I haven't found much the last 5 years, like surveillance footage, anything he can find, he's gonna dig up.
You have her home address. You aren't able to find a lot of surveillance footage. It seems that she's got a pretty clean record on everything. But you have her home address, you have her name, and you have that she goes by Mars.
You know what? I think by the end of the morning, he's going to leave. He's going to change his outfit, set aside his badge, and go track her down. He wants to be plain clothes.
He's you're in your office, sort of preparing, when
Yep.
Merv?
Yeah.
You see Harper Costas in the door.
Well,
Hi.
I found out who she is, and he gives her the lowdown. I just gotta go talk to her.
The Bailey
Very least, I
family.
need to stake out her place.
Okay, so this morning you had no leads, and now you're dressing up to go track down the daughter of a terrorist family.
Sounds like my job.
Sure. All right. I can give you that. I'm assuming you're not going to detail that you work for the police department.
No, not right away. Like maybe, like I'll say hi first.
Merv, and she closes the door. Christ. She closes the door behind her, and so just walks up to your desk. And she's, for everyone else, she is a very business-oriented, very straight-faced, no nonsense. Her hair is in a tight ponytail. She has no high heels, only flats, because why would she do that to herself? And has long pants. She has sort of the like button-up shirt with bulletproof vest, and then blazer over the top. And yeah, she walks up to his desk and says, "Look, the Bailey family is a touchy subject, as well as anything connected to Militech, especially after, everything.
Well,
This is
come on.
something."
Just because we didn't find any proof doesn't mean shit.
I know. Trust me, Joshua, I understand. I need you to understand that this needs to be separated from the department. This is something that I am not supposed to be doing as your CO. But I know how important this is to you, and I know there is a lot here that is very coincidental. And if you can find something in this, you need to bring it back to us. But by no means do you allow your connection to the Night City Police Department to be compromised.
All right. Yep. I won't mention it.
No, Merv. You are going to be officially undercover for this. Meaning, any way you can win the trust of this Haley or anyone else that might be a part of this operation, you need to maintain it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm totally ready for that. Yeah. I can be undercover.
Can you?
Yes. I'm a powerful investigator, and I can do this. He's like repeating the affirmations from his run this morning.
No.
I'm
those,
confident.
huh?
I'm strong and confident.
I'm glad to see those are working for you. I can't stress the importance of this enough. Please.
And he stands up and puts a hand on her shoulder and shakes her hand and says, "Harper, I'm not gonna let you down. Your trust in me is well placed. You know that. You know you can trust me."
I do. Okay, be careful. If anything is going wrong, you cut and you come back.
Yep. Oh, and don't let Jacobs take the Myers case.
I'm
He'll
not
fuck it
gonna
up.
let Jacobs do anything, Merv.
Yes, thank God. Okay.
All right. Good luck.
Thanks.
She leaves your office. All right, as Merv is getting ready, it's late morning. He got in about 7. I think this took about, let's call it 11 p.m. or a.m. That's way too far. 11 p.m. Let's call it a week later. You finally get to
It's
Mars.
a pretty tough decryption.
Yeah, it's pretty tough decryption. Yeah, you were in that room 4 hours. It's like a sauna. No, it's 11 a.m. Same Monday. Mars. What are you doing right now? Where are you?
So I am walking back from a very, very late night out. And I finally made it back to my side of the city. I'm on the edge of the city center, like on the edge of the blast zone radius. So I'm living in like this building that is half blown off, and then the functional half that's still up is still like actually being used as apartments. So and they've just never bothered to fix it. So there's like all of these husks still of the city center that they haven't scraped into the bay yet, and towering over me as I walk into my apartment. And so like I do the round up the stairs over and over and over until I get to my apartment.
Yeah. And there's a lot of undesirables that live in this area as well. A lot of again, this whole city is just a landscape of violence, and so there are constant booster gangs, and sometimes there are just people who it's a very like look forward, don't talk to people sort of way. Regardless of if Mars actually implements that is the feel of this side of town, right outside of the blast radius of Night City. And being someone who was alive, any of you who were alive during the corporate war, the area of the city that was detonated was in pretty bad shape before the detonation. The center of the city was a big part of the war zone, and it was coupled with burning buildings, and there were people already dead, and the detonation is just, a lot of people see it as sort of a cleansing of that area in sort of a dark way because of how it was already. And so you're right on the outside of that, where there's some rebuild, sort of piecemeal buildings at this point. And you continue up the spiral.
And when I get to my door, I unlock it, walk in, and it is a very barren place. Just got my couch, which with has a spring that I like taped down with duct tape, and some like just random little tables and things like that. And when I walk in, I lock my door. Lock like 4 or 5 different locks, and I make my way over to the couch, to the section where the spring is, and I lift like this secret compartment that I've built in the couch, and then like this computer kind of like folds out from underneath from inside the couch, and that's how I've stored and kept my terminal safe from any potential looters.
As you're unfurling your computer couch, that's when you notice, it happens a lot, so it's sort of a commonplace, but your cousin Vera, who you now know as she, is sitting at your window with like binoculars. Here's the part, chat. I don't really know what's the best thing about you know what? No, she definitely has some cybernetics built in, where she's just kind of at the window, like watching across the way.
Okay, so she's in my apartment.
She's in your apartment at the window.
So Marge is going to roll her eyes and go, "Oh, hi, good morning.
Hey,
Did
Marge."
you get any sleep?
She has her arms crossed, and she says, "Well, I got as much sleep as I would need."
So none. Got it. Me too. Hey, check it out. And I flick like a shard or a data chip or whatever. I'm gonna call them shards because that's how they did in the video game. I don't know if they have them in 2045, but got this from that bar owner.
Oh, all right. And
I'm about to plug and play. Let's find out what we can about the Myers case.
The Myers case, huh? Okay. Yeah, you, sure. And she's like, she goes back to looking at the window as she's like replying to you.
Oh yeah, sound more excited, please. I only did this for you and drank like I don't know how many tequilas to get my way into the back.
I know. Look, hey, I appreciate you. I'm also working right now. You know that your wall is a prime time for any private investigator, right? Like,
you're gonna appreciate me more once I have this data. Clacky, clacky, clack.
Look, see? I do appreciate you, but I also appreciate the money I make from watching this guy fuck his secretary.
Ooh. Was it doggy?
Oh God.
I don't know.
You know what? I don't want to know.
Yeah, weird question to ask, for sure. Also, yes.
I need some coffee really badly. Okay, I'm working just like on the edge of passing out. So.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. I got my pictures, and now I can pay attention to you and your shard.
How much are you getting paid to uncover that little
Not
affair?
Enough. You'd think that in a place where everyone shoots each other, I'd get jobs other than, oh, my husband's cheating on me.
Yeah, well, you know, we all need to hold down what we have, I guess.
So out of character, tell me the Myers case, what importance does that hold between you and Vera?
I know that this is something that Vera has been looking into because Vera's a private detective. She's a private eye. So this is a case that holds some importance to her. Now, out of character, I literally heard about the Myers case like 20 minutes ago from you, and I'm like, that's a great tie-in. So so I have no idea what it's about, so feel free to guide me. But
sure.
I plug it in, I slot in the shard, start doing clacky clacks, and then I'm like, here we go. You better work fast. We know how speedy the NCPD is at solving things.
Yeah,
beat you to
they'll
the
get
punch.
it done. They'll get it
hurts.
done within the month.
That hurts.
So, I'll just go ahead and break the wall real quick. Scrim, you're the one who created the Myers case. What is the case? Well, we'll sprinkle a little bit of Join the Anarchy. Let you create.
Yeah, sure. No, I also heard about it 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So the I was thinking it was the entire family that was killed.
Right.
And that it was connected to gang activity in some way. So that's kind of what my headcanon was in the last like couple of minutes, but I haven't fleshed it out more than that. So take it where you like.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. So, well, hey, you have this chip. I guess you wouldn't really need to roll an interface for this, would you? We haven't needed to roll at all.
I know, because we're in.
I should have. You know what?
roleplay
I should have allowed Merv to do a face down against Jacobs earlier. In Cyberpunk
the
Red,
IT
you can do a face down to basically try and out intimidate the other person if you're looking to get into a quarrel. But Jacobs is how do I word it? A pussy, and Merv is a meat mountain, so it's fine. So yeah,
White Terry Crews.
Yeah. So yeah, Mars, you plug in this chip, and yeah, you find this chip is actually comprised of a lot of the data that the NCPD has already collected. So you do find that it is a family that was killed. You get crime scene photos. It's very dark. It's very messy. There's bullet holes everywhere. You get some information about a booster gang that rolled through, and there's so many these days. There's really no name. It's hard to detail who might have been the cause of it, but this is sort of close to your like physical location. It's about like 10 minutes the other way, sort of thing. Where these people just kind of rolled in and shot it. It seems sort of wanton. The Myers family were there's no real middle class anymore. There's really only lower high.
What's a middle class?
In Night City. Middle class, like living in the middle class, like you're
The joke.
Middle class, like
facetious.
He's joking.
Was it facetious? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You just seem so endearing, and I'm.
Good. That means I'm doing my
Middle
job.
class.
Yeah.
Welcome to 2019.
So they were the upper end of the low class, and yeah, it's sort of a big question mark. There's no evidence that there was any cause or any reason for it to happen other than just asserting dominance and territory is what the NCPD has sort of begun to chalk up to it. It's why it's sort of a weird case that they haven't made any motion on, is because how can you account for just violence because of violence?
Welcome, Raiders.
Yeah,
Thanks for the
also,
raid,
yes,
dude!
raid on Made Gaming. Thank you very
Hello.
much. Welcome to
Thank
the
you.
Shadowcasters Network. We are playing our very first episode of Cyberpunk Red, the Jumpstart Kit, and
yeah.
you're coming in just in time because stories are starting to weave together into a fabulous web.
We're
Yeah,
all wearing mesh and leather.
Yes.
yeah, damn.
yeah, all of us.
Question for you. In regards to the Myers case, do you have an
Yes.
idea of which gang you want to utilize
Talking to me or Scrim?
to trap? Either. Yeah.
Either.
I do not.
I don't either. It's
Okay, cool.
There are just a lot of rando boosters that do things. So yeah. I will allow you. Okay, first of all, Damien, I'm not dressed as a Canadian. I'm dressed as an Oregonian. Get over it.
Get your shit
That is
right.
very grunge, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So the booster gangs of Night City are all over the place. There's a few that have big names. Like there's some gangs of the city that are well known, and then there's just, you know, a bunch of wannabes with guns. And that's why the NCPD seems to think it's some of the wannabes rather than the big names, because there would be no reason for the big names to do something like this.
Right. So I'm going to look at the just details in the file, and I'm going to notice, Vera, check this out. And I point to a detail and says that the family looks like the family was murdered by some kind of unknown cyber weapon. Like the way that everything was, the way that the slashes were done on the family it's almost as though it's not like held weapons. It's weapons that are like that come from the body, like attached to an arm or even a leg. And
okay.
And so I go, do you think that has a lot of similarities to Caleb?
What do you mean?
Well, those guys that took Caleb, they were just as heavy borderline fucking cyber psychos, just like whoever did this murder.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Like,
and it was in the same area almost.
Sure. I know where you're coming from, and I understand why you're bringing up Caleb again. But it just, the time is weird and the people are weird. These are the things that people like me and the NCPD hate, because they just don't make any fucking sense, you know? So I look at these and I throw them away because I can't stand them. Remember the last time I had some rando gang as part of something? I get anxious. I don't like it when I'm anxious.
Ooh, calm down there, Hulk. You wouldn't like me when I'm anxious.
Thanks. Super helpful. Yeah. Asshole. Look,
you're welcome.
It's interesting. I'll give you that. If we can find something else, I don't know, if you can steal more stuff from people, that would probably help. Yeah, I don't know. People attach weird shit to themselves all the time. Maybe some of the low lives are starting to get, I don't know, mantis arms. You know.
How would a mantis arm even work? Fashion.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I've seen them on the news, and I don't understand how you can fit that much stuff inside of an arm and then have it pop out at those angles. It's like, it just literally does not make any sense.
You're the techie. Look, from what I saw, it's like a big plate on the back, and then when it comes up, your house.
Okay, I was not followed.
Maybe it's the milkman. I don't know. Do you want to answer the door? Can you, I don't know, do your weird
oh yeah,
stuff.
The milkman. It's the milkman. Okay, hold on a second. Here you go. Don't keep your hand off your gun. It's perfectly fine. The milkman is here. And I put my hand on my sidearm, my pistol, and I look through the peephole.
Merv, what does she see?
Oh, Mirth just went there, hey? I was gonna stake her out first.
Holy shit, this guy's huge.
Yeah?
Oh.
What's he gonna say?
You can totally start with like, and totally not the police.
Yeah, totally not the police. Hi, not the cops.
Hi, not cops. Hi.
Hi.
Not NYPD, open up.
You see a guy dressed in the Cyberpunk equivalent of a UPS uniform. and it's like it doesn't fit him very well. Like it's too tight, and he is like super duper ripped. He's just like a giant hulk of a man, and he has a package under his arm, and he knocks. He says, "I have a package for you."
Oh, not a trap, okay? Sure.
Yeah, Mars turns around and is like, "Did you hire a stripper?" You shouldn't have.
I know, it wasn't in the budget, Mars.
I opened the door, just I don't care.
Whoa, holy shit, he has a package for us, so you're gonna start opening it up, all right?
Hi.
Well, hello.
Holy shit, you are big.
Thank you. And he's just kind of like looking around the room. And
Mars
says,
makes it a point to like show that she has her sidearm and her hand is on it. But like her face, like even though that's her posture right now, her face is just like,
She's had to answer the door in this neighborhood a couple times.
So what is Mercy?
Mars is a white female, blondish. She's got her she's pretty attractive and not like, and like very like just thin, pretty thin, but she's like in the super bulky body weight suit, and that like makes her look bigger than she actually is, but you can like tell that she has a pretty small frame, and she has like these virtuality goggles that she has propped up on her head right now, the same ones that you saw in IT, that guy that was checking your phone out.
Okay.
Or agent, and she just, her eyes and her face in general are just spunky and just vibrant. But like, despite that, she looks like give her any provocation and she will kill you. She'll find a way. She will find a way to at least get one shot in.
So he quickly kind of assesses the situation and says, "Package. This package is for Mars." And he looks between the two of you.
Hi, I'm Mars. Yeah, let me see that. And
Yep.
Vera starts walking up.
Can I like roll? Can we roll here? Can I get a? I want to.
Sure, yeah.
It's our first roll, guys. I need to figure out how to do this.
Oh, geez. What?
Human perception.
Oh, no.
It would be
Say
human
again?
perception.
Human perception?
Yeah. That's what they
Human
call,
perception is.
insight.
I just have straight perception. Can I use that?
Nope.
Okay, so
No,
then
you cannot.
what's the basic? Cool.
It
Must be cool.
is empathy.
I think we just... Empathy. Yeah, okay.
Empathy. Oh boy, I don't have a lot of empathy. Here we go. Ho!
Wow.
Ooh,
know that,
That's a
no?
crit.
Yeah.
That means you
So
get to
add
roll.
10.
Oh, and then I roll again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Add 10
yeah.
and roll a d10 and add it to your original roll.
21.
21. This is
Nice.
not Mars. She has just the awkward way of this one introduced you. The police database says this belongs to Haley Bailey. And it gives you the impression that you didn't know there was gonna be a second person here. There was some connections, but it didn't seem like it was pertinent. But yeah, this woman who's obviously not, this isn't her house. She just doesn't have the cadence, and it's just obvious that she's being that friend.
So Mirth looks at Vera and then back at Mars and then back to Vera and just kind of shakes his head and hands the package to Mars. It's like a thick envelope.
To the real Mars or the fake Mars?
To the real Mars. The real
Yeah.
Mars.
Okay.
Wow. You a private investigator?
No.
Maybe a detective.
I just need you to sign right here.
Okay.
Okay, did you hire this stripper?
I'm not a stripper. I'm not a stripper.
We have a boombox.
You know what? Can you please just sign here? He's like getting super uncomfortable.
It's like, this is. When was the last time you signed for a package? That's so last century. Here we go.
Is it? Sorry,
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know. I was just.
No. I mean, I don't know. Either way.
This is
Sign,
funny.
sign.
Don't worry about it. Vera actually like tries to. She's quite a bit shorter than you. She puts her hand on your shoulder. She's like, "No, come on in. Yeah, look, you come in. I am gonna go make some money off of other people's misfortunes. I'll leave you two to it." And she like leans over to Merv, very loudly though, is like, "You better be careful with all your stuff around here. In the cyberspace, 30 minutes is like 30 seconds to Mars."
I'm not. I'd like to reiterate, I'm not a stripper.
Okay, bye. Close the door.
Well, I have your package, and I'm sure you have plenty of other packages to go deliver.
Yes, I do.
So great.
I definitely do.
Bye.
Bye. He goes to open the door, but it sort of jams, and he accidentally locks it. He hits the wrong lock, and he's like, and then he locks another lock. So there's like 2 bolts that are locked now, and then he stops and he like fumbles with it for another 10 seconds.
All right,
and then
Casanova, you can drop the ruse. Drop the ruse. I play something sexy, just immediately on whatever the speakers are.
Oh my god.
Hold on. I'm gonna change the music in a little bit. Let me.
I've got Bluetooth. I've got smart speakers in this apartment.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh my god.
I have DJ Rave booth. I guess, yeah. Sexy in Cyberpunk is just taking Molly
Dubstep.
Molly at the rave. The Benny Hill theme.
Yeah. Dub. Wub 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 wub.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
All right.
I love it. Yeah, he's genuinely trying to get out, and he's turning redder and redder, and he's just and starting to sweat.
So what's the occasion?
What?
Why were you sent here? You're not really a stripper, are you?
I said that. Can I need to leave.
Yes, you do. Bye.
He finally gets the door open.
What's in the envelope?
2 tickets to a punk rock show.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, yeah, no,
The band of your choosing, Trav.
Mars is probably smart enough to at the very least do this. Okay, wait 1 second. Let's see what the Chippendales package man delivered me.
Yeah.
And,
I'm not a very good dancer.
I pull out the 2 tickets, and I'm like, "Are you asking me out on a date?"
Yes.
No. But thanks though.
That response.
Did she just turn him down?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like,
No.
oh.
Get fucked, officer. You
What is your band name? Your band's name, Misfit?
Toxic Rage.
Yeah, and I'm like, Vera, we're gonna see Toxic Rage tonight.
Vera's not there anymore.
She left.
Oh, she left. I thought she went into another room.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. She walked out to go give dirty money.
I phone her on my agent, and I'm just very loudly and obnoxiously like, "Hey, Vera, good
What's
news.
up?
We're gonna go see Toxic Rage."
Really?
Yeah, your stripper came with 2 tickets.
Wow, the stripper I didn't order came with tickets to a schlocky metal band?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was trying to ask me out on a date. This is really awkward. And thanks a lot for leaving my apartment.
Hey, it was really awkward, and I'm a big anxious mess, so I decided to leave. Did you hack him yet, by the way?
Ooh, good idea. But
How did you not think of that?
Hey, I'm always thinking of stuff. I'm just distracted by the giant muscles.
Yeah, well, sounds
Kidding.
like
I thought
sounds
of
like
it.
the
Jeez.
sounds like the invitation wasn't accepted, if you know what I mean. If
You're
I'm going.
horrible. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Hang up.
I love these two
Yeah.
so much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah. Okay. So
Mirth is long gone.
Mirth is
He
gone.
managed to get out. He like
Gone.
ran. Yeah.
Like ran.
Immediately when you
as
pull up your phone.
as you're in the call with Vera and she's like, "Did you hack him yet?" You're like, "Oh," and looked as you saw his butt go around the corner.
Yeah, and I'm like, shit.
His sizable
And
butt.
Mars is going to chase after him because I need to be within 6 feet of him, I believe, or 6 meters. Yeah, I need to be
6
within 6
meters,
meters
yeah.
of him to be able to hack
We're
him.
doing the metric system.
Yeah. Well, we could do yards.
No, we're
Yards is
doing the
also-
metric system.
I don't understand that. Yards.
Meters is I understand meter sticks.
Boom! We just got another
better,
reroll.
too.
We just got another
Boom.
reroll because Snell resubbed for the 7th
Ooh.
month straight.
Thank you, Snell.
Yo. Add
Okay.
another pencil to my collection.
Okay.
Okay, well, he's not like he's like speed walking down this hallway. Like this is like
Yeah.
Yeah.
This man is fit. His speed walk is faster than other people's speed walks.
yeah,
Right,
you don't have much
yeah.
time.
Yeah. Should I do like an athletics roll to see if I catch up to him? Or is that, yeah, athletics is running, right?
Yeah, you just have to move at you have to make more effort to catch up than
Sure.
he. But you're able to keep pace. But whether or not you want to do it, stealthily, is another thing.
Yeah.
Right, he's not like running away. He's just like
Right.
beelining out.
He's
right, he's
beelining
not
it,
really
but, like-
paying attention to her right now.
Yeah, I don't mind stealthing after him.
All right.
I need to get some
to you.
deets. All right. Stealth. Any positive or negative modifiers to that?
I would say you would be. Let's just call it a -1 because of the pace you have to keep.
Sure.
And then Merv, you would just. You know what? No,
19.
actually, no. I think the pace you have to keep and Merv's anxious attempt to get the fuck out are kind of cancel each other out. So he's like speed walking, but he just wants to
Okay.
like get out because he wasn't expecting all this mess.
And his passive perception is 15, so that would
15. Okay.
beat it.
That would beat it. All right. Yeah. So you're able to keep pace with this man without him noticing, seemingly.
Is passive perception a thing in this game?
Tis.
Really? Huh.
Tis.
Missed
is
that
it?
rule.
I might have been reading. No, I was reading another system. Sorry. Passive perception is not
I
a
think
thing.
you're able to.
I lied.
Yeah, no, you're able to roll perception for sure.
Yeah. Roll your perception. I was like, hey,
Counter roll me, brah.
Sure. You still
right.
okay? So yeah, Mars is still able to stealth.
I was
Okay,
reading
great.
Mutants and Masterminds today. That's what it was.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So as soon as I catch up, like I like turn the corner. I'm very like action movie, but like comedy action movie. So I'm I like go up to the wall and I'm like, whoa, okay, and then hacky hack.
Clickety clack.
Yeah. So
Roll- we're doing interface roll
okay.
to get into.
So here's how this works. So I have to jack in. So that's
Yes.
just one action. And then I get 2 more net actions because I have a 7 in my interface. So we're going to so first thing I see, I'm not gonna do a scan or anything. Does it, I assume the phone is protected?
Yes.
All right, let's backdoor that bitch. Okay. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
gonna be
you would have
+7.
gone through all the motions of getting the right,
Right.
He had to go back to the IT nerds and get it all sorted.
Yeah. You
So
actually
14.
do break in. You break
Nice.
in. Yeah. So with the net running difficulty values are much lower than meat space difficulty values. Because of how interface works. But you are able to get in, and you see it is it's really one floor, and it's just a password.
I just did the password.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's so when you get in,
there's
but you
nothing
didn't scan,
inside?
so you didn't see the. No, so you get in to his phone. Sorry, I misunderstood what you said. I thought that you did you do the scan to see how many floors there are.
I can choose. No, scan is to see where things are in an area, but Pathfinder is to reveal the map. But I don't really care about the map because I need to like get access as soon as quickly. Like I'm trying to get through as quickly as possible. So I'm just gonna deal with things as soon as I come up across them.
Yeah, you get in and you're able to basically unlock his. Is it okay? So sorry, are they phones? Is it? You said you had an agent. Sorry, I've been calling it a phone because that's just how it helps me remember the. So you get into his agent and it's you're able to pretty much access almost like you're able to see the data that's currently on his phone instead, or his data on his whatever. But not like you're not able to like delve deep into like his accounts or anything, but you're able to see like messages sent, and more specifically, you're able to see like the files sent and messages. So you do find a message that has an encrypted file that says "Find Mars."
Ooh, okay. I believe though. Okay, so I'm gonna snatch the file.
Okay.
And I think I don't think there's anything else I really want to do in here other than maybe like control. Ooh, okay, I could do a control maybe. Control things attached to the system. Do you think maybe I could like control his GPS or something? Like some kind of locator on his phone, so I can.
I think you'd have to go deeper in to do that. I think because right now you're sort of like surface level. So
the way that it would work. So the way that it would work, right? The password was 1 level. The files were at level 2. And then I can control like level 3, and moving down another level is not an action. Okay, so you move up to the level to take control. So you move up to gain more control, and you run into a hellhound. Jesus.
Thanks, IT guy.
Son of a bitch. Okay, so that means that we have problems. Okay, so what is it that I need to roll as soon as I encounter? I was not expecting there to be a hellhound in your phone, in your agent. Who are you?
I wasn't expecting
what kind
you
of
to try
are you?
and control. Okay. Hellhounds, you have to roll your is it intelligence plus interface? I just
interface plus any speed bonus plus 1d10. So my usual thing, and it's versus the Black Ice's speed, which is 6 plus a 1d10. So 6 plus 1d10 versus my 7 plus 1d10.
Okay.
Hope for the best. God, that is so in the middle.
Are you comfortable with this level of success?
Oh, doesn't that feel good?
Not really.
Yeah, doesn't that feel good?
Not really. I have a bunch of rerolls, but I just know that if I reroll this, it could be even worse.
That's right,
like
because
so
if you do a reroll and you get a crit fail, you do still have to subtract the d10.
Yeah. No, this is fine. I'm gonna no. You know what? No, live on the edge. That's why I have
so
all
many
those
rerolls.
You have a lot of you have a lot
One
of
of the
rerolls.
rules of this game is live on the fucking edge. So we're gonna do it. Okay. Oh, that's worse. 10.
All right. Thankfully, you still beat it.
Whoa!
Oh,
Wow!
nice.
I did not
Yeah.
expect that.
Yeah, it rolled a 2.
Nice.
So, all right. So now that that means you're able to.
I don't
that's
suffer its
basic-
attack effect. Like basically,
Right.
it could get a surprise attack on me if I don't
Yeah,
dodge
yeah.
out of the way.
So yeah, so this hellhound sort of makes a movement towards you that you're able to detect. Yeah, you sort of entered and then had a hellhound in your face and on instinct managed to avoid it.
Yeah, so I'm like, whoa! And I think my third net action is going to be to jack out.
All right,
I don't got
yeah,
time for that.
You come in and there's the hellhound and then you immediately like shoo, and
Not that
it's,
important.
yeah. Yeah. All right. And yeah, so you jack out and he's still walking.
Yeah.
So you just
Hey!
What?
Who's Vance?
And once again, the color drains from his face.
and that's where we'll take our break.
Oh boy.
Might take you up on that toxic rage show after all.
I hear they're pretty good.
Paige, you're so patient.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so hard to sit there
worry.
for that long.
I know.
I know.
And this is why I warned you. Yeah. This is
Yeah.
why I warned you guys beforehand. And don't worry, so after
We're
the
getting
break
there.
and a short conversation between these two, we're going to meet our third and final
I
party
would
member.
rather just have this conversation at the Toxic Rage concert. Let's just do it.
All
Let's
right.
just do it over
All right,
drinks.
yeah. So, first of all, 10-minute break.
All right. Stay tuned, everybody.
We lost everything. We had to pay the price. Yeah, we lost everything. We had to pay the price. I saw you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Punk's Not Dead, the Shadowcasters Network Cyberpunk Red actual play live on Twitch TV.
Woo!
Yeah.
I am your GM Trev. These are my lovely people. We usually do join the anarchy, but we're not right now, so get over it. You have met us right after our break. We have gotten to meet the Night City Police Department detective Merv, played by Scrim, who has received interesting case files. Well, not really case files, just encryptions and directions to find someone named Mars. So he has gone undercover as a not UPS, not stripper, very awkward detective man, and we love him very much. Mars and her amazing cousin Vera were in the middle of just stealing things from people. A couple of Snoopy cyber whizzes. Wow, say that 11 times fast. I dare you.
Snoopy cyber whizzes. Super cyber whizzes.
We're interrupted by Merv delivering 2 tickets to a punk rock show called Toxic Rage, the band playing there. And Mars did a little digging into Merv's agent to find the same spooky encryption that led him to her door and asks him the question, who is Vance? Cut straight to a little bar called the Red Haze. This is a very grungy punk rock sort of dive for a lot of leather-wearing, society-kicking, corp-hating, just mother lovers. And here is the venue for the. Why are you clapping? Yeah. We have some people seeing the bands and everything. This is the venue that Toxic Rage will be performing at. But backstage, Toxic Rage is sitting in the green room. Their lead singer, Misfit. Describe what's going on.
Yeah, I would imagine the other people of my band, they're, getting ready, tuning their instruments.
Hendrix is smoking a blunt right now.
Of course he is. Of course he is. And Misfits, she's pretty much warming up. She's humming along to the song that they're gonna open with, tuning her guitar, and that's pretty much it. I think everybody in her band is pretty chill. Probably like, I don't know, one person in the group is a little nervous, but they'll get over it.
So this band, you guys are a good time away from showtime. Like they're slowly starting to bring out the instruments on stage, and people out there are listening to. They have some samurai playing, as just like a waiting tune. So you may hear some samurai in the distance. As you're like everything's kind of muffled for you guys right now. Your bandmates introduced them to everyone. Who what are their names? What do they look like?
So we got Hendrix. Hendrix is long hair, greasy hair type of thing, leather jacket, fucking old ass t-shirt that is like legit that says Nirvana on it, and all ripped up and shit, high tops that are like too old, like too big for him. And yeah, he's getting super high, and he's probably spouting some fucking, like, not lyrical bullshit, but just like the most random complicated thing about.
I'm telling you, it's been 22 years since Silverhand died. And the industry hasn't been the same. They don't do anything the same. Once Johnny got out of the picture, once Johnny was taken out, it's a crash. It's a crash in the system. And nobody else wants to talk about the shit, right? Nobody else wants to talk about I need water. And he starts drinking.
And then right next to him, the person who's just nodding and is like, you know, listening is Lola. She's the bass player. She is the hardcore vegan of the group that will look at the person eating a steak across the room and go, I have to talk to them. Get up and walks over.
Oh, geez, yeah, she's nodding very condescendingly at Hendrix, who's going on his Silverhand rant again.
She's very pretty. She's, you know, red hair, long red hair. She usually has it tied up. She has the skunk look that goes up the back, and it's just dyed purple. And she usually has it up in some sort of messy bun, fountain ponytail. And then we have Phil, the keyboard player. Not much to say about Phil.
He's got a hoodie on. He's very small, very thin, very to himself. Always kind of has his hands in his lap, and yeah, just yeah. Whenever Hendrix is like, man, right, Phil, and then Phil's like, yeah, Johnny, real. It was it's real weird.
Next to Phil is Ted and Bill. Ted is a male and Bill is female. They're both twins, and you can definitely tell on their face. They're both heart-shaped faces. Not pretty young, but they look pretty young. They're the backup vocals. They are both pretty chill, but when it's showtime, they get fucking pumped. And at the end of the day, they're pretty much like hype men, and you only see them like this when there's a show.
Yeah, they're kind of having their own conversation while they let Hendrix do his thing. And when so amongst all of this mishmash of people, where does Misfit fit in? What is she doing right now?
She's she's looking through this case that she has, and it's a guitar case, and it's real thick. And as she opens it up, she's got two different guitars in there. One's like you can tell that it's real fragile. Like, it'll play songs, but it's meant for breaking. The other one that's on the back is 100% genuine. Old guitar that she probably found somewhere, got lucky, kept it, treats it like her baby, and she pulls that out and she starts tuning it, but it doesn't need tuning, it's perfectly tuned.
Yeah, so Ted and Bill.
Yeah.
Do you have any preference on where they may come from?
No. You can...
Right, all right. So Ted, he's like, oi, Ivy, what? Sorry, Misfit.
Better.
You tune that thing every night, but you never play the thing.
Yeah. I like to, think that I play it.
It's just that's not how it works, And then Bill's like, whatever, why does it matter? She's tuning a guitar and then she goes out and plays a different one. Why does it matter to you, Ted? I'm not saying it matters. I was just asking why she does it. Well, why would you ask if it didn't matter? Well, because I don't know, mate. And then they just start going up, and then and then
just looking
like, hey, and then throws the joint at them, and they're like, fuck off, Hendrix.
Yeah, Misfit, she watches that, she gives a smile and a nod, and she leans back listening to the people on stage that are playing opening for them. And she kind of snaps her fingers, she goes, hand me the blunt, pass it.
Yeah, they sort of just, you guys have this tradition of just tossing it across the room. Yeah. So you have this green room. It's not the best in the world, but it's you guys just have this thing of like, you're just all over sometimes they're not even in chairs, they're just laying on the ground or doing whatever, and you just whatever. All your energy is being saved for on stage.
Yeah. Yeah, Misfit's fucking sitting on her guitar case. And she fumbles it but catches it, and she takes a huge puff, and she flicks it down and snuffs it out, and she just blows out and she goes, let's go fucking blow some minds. And she slowly takes off her glasses and folds them and throws them to the side and goes, do this shit. And she slowly stands up.
Yeah, they stop the quarrel when she like snuffs it out, and they're like, right, yeah. How's it going, Phil? And Phil's like, yeah. And yeah, everybody gets up. Hendrix, he's twirling his drumsticks as he walks out, drops it. Fuck. Picks it back up. Got it.
Yeah, the Misfit comes by and picks up her other guitar, puts her baby away, and then walks out.
All right, thank you. All right, everyone give a round of hands. Yeah, all right. Up next, we have our headliner for the evening. You all know them. You all love them, hopefully, except for you, Phil. Give it up. Not the Phil backstage, it's another Phil. Phil the bartender's like,
Phil!
yeah, drug people up front like, yeah, that guy gave me a beer earlier.
Oh, that was totally Mars. Mars totally shouted, yeah Phil!
Yeah.
Out of silence.
Give it up for Toxic Rage. And like everybody's like, yeah, it's like their name was like the biggest in the letters. Like everyone else is kind of like, oh look, it's fucking. But yeah, everyone kind of has a half heart. But now everyone's kind of like, all right, this is the one I paid to see. As you all kind of file on stage, and get in your positions.
Yeah, Misfit walks up on stage and gently takes the mic in her hand and leans in and she goes, how's everybody doing tonight? He starts pumping up the crowd.
Fuck yeah, dude! Some people, yeah, the crowd, like everyone's like, yeah.
Mirth is
go on.
standing at the back, arms crossed, just sort of like stone-faced,
Yeah. Mars
towering ahead above everybody else.
and Mars approaches with 2 beers from the bar and says, you really want to be all the way back here? We're not gonna be able to see the show.
I don't want to get in anyone's way.
You can stand by the side and just still be up front.
He kind of shrugs and then and follows Mars closer to the front.
All right. Yeah, so we like maneuver our way through the sweaty, drunky, smoking crowd and make our way to the edge of the as close to the edge of the stage as we can before people are like, back the fuck up.
Yeah. People, well, like, they have a couple, they have like one security guy. That's all they really need for like this kind of venue. It's not a big place. It's an okay size. It's like, you know, they were the ones that are like, yeah, let's get Toxic Rage. And
How tall is Mirth? He's 6'3", 6'4".
6'3", and how tall is Mars next to Mirth?
Mars is like 5'4".
Okay, yeah. So it's like, you know, he's like a whole boom. How tall is Misfit?
Yeah, she's about, I would say 5'5", 5'6".
Okay. So Mirth is just super tall compared to
large man.
Yeah. You guys make your way to the front. You do notice in the crowds, people are like, you know, like, so, okay, hold on. Mirth, you don't go to these things, right? This is not your crowd.
Oh, no.
Mars, you know, this not, you go to these kind of things sometimes?
Mars has a social life.
Okay. So you...
I'm not all numbers and code, Trav.
I'm not saying you are, Dad.
Mom.
But so Mirth is making his way. He's like, you know, he doesn't really have trouble making way because people see him and move. But Mars, you do notice the there's always this calm like planning formation before the storm of people creating a mosh pit in the front. So you notice that is happening, and you guys are sort of moving not on the outside of it.
Yeah. We're moving through it.
Gotcha.
We're moving through
all
it.
right. So you guys,
Good luck.
So it's music hasn't started yet. So it's
Yeah.
but it's people like you could tell like people are like like.
Okay, there is one thing. No, Mars will not do a mosh pit. That's. She's got a beer in her hand. She's looking cute.
Yeah.
This isn't no.
She's looking.
She's looking great. She's looking
Right.
great.
Yeah. You so in the sea of leather and like how do you two look in this venue? Like how did you dress to come here?
Mars came in totally I want to say like fishnet top, just super loose and dangly, like down to the floor, and probably like bright red and pink undershirt, and jeans, like ripped up jeans, black jeans, and like boots with like heels this big. So she's standing
like
a little taller.
boots?
Yeah, she's
Or
standing
no,
a little taller
heels,
than
yeah.
normal, so she can see because she usually has a tough time at these things. And and like just got the glam makeup, dark glam makeup, so black with glitter, like purpley glitter in it, and
Okay.
and and she's got her hair like she teased her hair up, so she's got like this like feathery kind of messy thing going on that looks really cool. And yeah.
So Mars is looking dressed up for this Toxic Rage show. Merv.
Mirth is wearing what he pulled out of the he went down to the patrol cops, and they had a bunch of like lost and found that they pulled off a bunch of gangers. So he found the only 3 items of clothing that would fit him. So one is a plain white t-shirt that says "fuck off" on it. And then he's wearing
Beautiful.
a red sort of like bowling kind of jacket that like bowling groups wore in the 50s. And it has emblazoned on the front, it says Tim, and then he's got like sweatpants, but they're stained. They have like because he only owns collared shirts and blazers and ties, so he has like these stained sweat, but they're like gray, so he looks really bad.
Can someone just walk up, please, and go, "Hey, Tim." Looking like
Tim.
And he looks confused.
Tim makes his way to the front with Mars. And you guys are right up front. You guys are like right next to, but this is like still like you guys are kind of. I think Mars. If you want to stay clear of the mosh pit, do you tell Merv, or do you just kind of?
No, I'm gonna do a maneuver around. So that, I'm curious.
All right. I'm gonna say that in like Mirth, you don't come to these things, so you don't really like you're not. So I think it's pretty. I wouldn't even say you would have to roll for this. Like Mirth is just standing in the wrong place. Like that's all it is. So you're on the outside. You guys are right up next to the stage. So you're right up front. You can see Misfit pretty clearly. Misfit, how did you dress for the show?
Oh boy. She's in a tight mesh shirt. Underneath is this like bright red like bra, just straight up her bra. She's got I would say like ripped up black jeans on, a little bit high rise. She has a bright like pink belt on, and along the like down her legs are all her jeans are ripped up, and underneath it are like different like patterns. Like you think that she would just cut out stockings and like glue them to the back of her jeans. And she's got like a pair of Doc Martens on that are like huge, and they look like they have kicked glass and cars and people in the face. And her hair's all teased up, and she's got like red and pink highlights in it. Her makeup's on point.
Yeah. So she is also the most dressed up one of the band. The rest of them, I mean, they don't look bad. They look like the audience almost. And then there's Mars and Misfit.
Yeah.
So you guys, yeah. So they start the show. This will be an interesting, like, role playing, like you doing a live show. Do we just?
The only thing that I can think of is like the Scott Pilgrim thing, where it's just like, "Hi, we're this person. We're here to make you think about death and get sad and stuff."
Yeah.
Like them starting. But like they're not. That's not their shtick.
Yeah.
So,
What I mean
what's their
specifically is
shtick?
that your character is gonna be singing. So like,
oh yeah.
I figured, yeah. Okay.
I'm not good at singing. I can't even think of lyrics. Like I was trying to come up with lyrics for her #1 hit, and it's not coming to me. But
Understandable.
yeah.
So
she definitely pumps up the crowd and announces the group. And
give me
Yeah.
a cool roll
Sure. Just straight cool.
with a +2 because they literally paid to come see you.
Did you want to add? Are we doing like play instrument as well?
Well, the
'Cause
cool. So
that's a
this is
skill.
specifically for pumping up the crowd
Yeah.
beforehand, and then that'll make play instrument easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just straight cool.
So cool +2.
Cool.
All right. Add.
All right, well,
Yeah. All right. So
+2.
that's. Wait. So okay. So 20. So 10.
No,
So 22
25.
+3, so 25. Yeah. You, everybody here is like, "Wah!" Like everyone's like super pumped to get. Even Merv is like, oh, you know, this is a show.
You get one, like a little bit of a heart palpitation.
Yeah.
I heard.
And his heart grew one size that day. So like they get the audience pumped up. And then like the iconic sound of the like the guitars and the microphones like feedback like, and then roll play instrument
Awesome.
with a +4
Cool,
for pumped
okay.
crowd.
Thank you. All right. Let me actually bring up my screen here.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, like not only do they want to like you, it's also like, yeah, it's like you, it's almost like you do this. Like,
Do this for like
it's almost like this is something that you do
God. You said with
Yeah.
a +4?
with a +4. Yeah.
Okay. 17.
17? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you kick off the debut song. Is this
Red Serum?
Red Serum, right? Is this what you're playing first, or do you play that last?
I think we're gonna play that last.
All right. Do you want to give me what is the song name for this? For this one?
Corporate Fire.
Corporate Fire. All right. Yeah.
It's about that one time where we were in the street and we threw Molotovs at that one building that had a logo on it.
Yeah.
And we fucked their shit up. And it was
Yeah. And it's just already like, what do I make Merv roll for Mosh Pit? Like,
Mars,
like I feel like so Merv
Brawling.
isn't. Yeah, I was gonna say brawling, but that would mean that he would need to. That would be him brawling, like basically like defending against.
Against getting picked up by the crowd, or against?
No, like they're doing what is referred to as the circle of death, which is running a lap around all the people, beating, like just jumping into each other and everything.
Evasion.
I would say
would be the
either
other
brawling
option.
or evasion. Yeah,
Yeah.
would be the best.
All right, so that's your choice. Do you want to basically become part of the mosh pit by like actively moving these people away, or do you want to just get out of the way of the mosh pit?
One
I think he's
moment.
gonna.
Mars, seeing the circling had happen, Mars catches Mirth's eye, raises her beer glass, and then someone just crosses in front of you and like in front of the camera, in front of Mars, and now all of a sudden you just get jostled to the side.
Mirth is like okay, so brawling, yeah. So he's gonna try to resist. So I think that would be a brawling roll.
Okay, yeah.
Which is that's 12 for me. So he's not trying to actively hurt anybody.
Yeah.
19, but he's trying to like go against it.
Yeah, it's people here, you're large. You easily well, maybe not easily because there's just so much happening, but you manage to like everyone's like jumping into you and everything. But when they jump into you, it's like they hit a wall. Where like, yeah, so someone like kind of pushed you in, but now that you're like you're being touched, so now you're on guard, and someone like you just have like this kid like his shoulder kind of just rams into you, and it's sort of like a Terminator thing of like you didn't move, but he like he bumped into you, and he was like, oh shit, like he just wants to get out of the way. But then there's other people who are actively seeking to like hit you, like, oh, that's the big guy, and so they're like bumping into you, but you easily like describe how you're able to.
This kid like runs into his rock hard abs and he sort of looks down, and then a couple other people are going like up against him, and so he sort of sets his elbows out and just like boom 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 through the crowd. He's not hurting anyone or knocking them over. He's just like very very powerfully shoving his way through the moving crowd, and I think with a 19, he manages to keep his beer from spilling.
Sure. Yeah. He manages to. Oh my god. It's like Trailer Park Boys. How he always has the scotch and never spills. That's him right now. He's like, whoa, but he has it.
And makes it over to Mars and says that was unexpected.
Yeah, Mars, upon seeing you making your way through the crowd, it's like, oh, come on. Not your thing?
Not anymore. It's been a while since I've been to anything like this.
I was expecting more from Tim the Slim Jim. Did I get your stripper name right?
No, that's just from... I just found this. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. You kind of surprised me when you asked if I was asking you on a date.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we need to talk, for sure. But in the meantime, and like she's like shouting over the crowd and the music, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Ted right now is like, go on fire! You're like in the chorus right now.
Mars does one of these to like get him to like lower
and he, like,
himself.
leans down.
Yeah, so she can like go, like shout in his ear and says, "Stop looking so serious. It's not attractive."
This is a shit date.
And then she just oh, on second thought.
He
Booty type, that's fine.
he like kind of goes like this, holds up his beer, and then indicates he's gonna go get them more drinks.
Yeah. So Mars stays jamming out, and she like sees somebody who's like looking at her, like in this odd pairing, and she turns to him and it's like, "That's my friend Tim the Slim Jim."
Oh, is that like a stripper name?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Is he part of the show?
No, but you
I
should
could totally snap into a Slim Jim right now.
We should get him called on stage.
Yeah.
He comes back with the drink. Was that a friend of yours?
Nope.
Okay, let's listen to some punk rock.
Meanwhile, fucking Misfits
Wow.
just belting out, "Fuck his Toyota! We shot it on fire!" Like,
We shot it on fire! Yeah, you see like this guy, like the drummer is just like, it's just hair all over the place.
Yeah.
With it. Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah. You see, like, they're like the people are still just like a lot of the mosh pit here. It like people, the common misconception of mosh pit is that people are like punching each other in the face and everything. But a lot of the time, when I, Travis, have been to mosh pits, people have their arms like this and just run their shoulders into people. So it's just a lot of people playing bumper cars with one another.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so yeah, it's just a lot of like it's a lot of that bumper cars.
Also,
Sometimes
also there are people that were like helicopter arming,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah,
they
yeah.
can
It's
like get out of
yeah.
my way or you're gonna die.
I'm gonna swing my arms, and if you get hit, it's your fault.
And there's
like,
also
yeah.
probably somebody being trampled right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
she's like,
And
"This is
there's always
awesome!"
there's always the dickhead that actually goes out and like shoves people on the ground and like is like it's fun. There's one right there
that
right now.
Merv wouldn't take that. If he saw
Yeah.
somebody getting shoved down, he'd
Yeah.
go and interfere.
Okay. Could you do another brawling roll for me?
Sure can. 17.
Can we talk about the distant flute playing in the background?
Yeah.
That's punk as fuck, man.
Oh yeah, no, I
That's
love
pretty
it.
damn punk. I have been to a show like this with a flute. It was so
Yeah.
awesome.
Well,
Which
there
one
is-
of
there
them?
is a
Phil is the
keyboard.
one playing the flute, isn't he?
Phil,
It's
so Phil has a keyboard and it has like other stuff. Yeah,
flute.
it's
Oh,
just that was just one of the things that I could find like rock stage.
Oh no, I love
Yeah,
it though
yeah.
because it was like the background.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're-
So
they're
the previous song ended, and this one's like another one where it sort of has this sound.
Yeah, the next one's called Her Fault.
Nice.
Love it.
her fault.
So yeah, you, Merv, you attempt to get this person out, but there's so many people like running all about you, try and get this person up, but people are like running into you and like pushing you back, and like earlier when you had your full height it was a bit easier, but now that you're like bent down trying to pick someone up, you're like getting thrown off your balance. You aren't quite able to get this person up right now.
Okay, I think he'd kind of like be
Yeah.
a protective shield for a little bit and let them kind of get their bearing as they.
Yeah, the person, this girl, she has a septum piercing and this undercut, and she's like, pretty sick set, huh?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I paid for this. Well, not this. It's not. It's fine. Thank you. And she's trying to get back up, but she definitely looks like someone who knows what she was getting into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he kind of steps back and looks a little confused.
Yeah.
And goes back to Mars.
yeah. She manages to get herself back to a base. Like not everyone here is trying to be an asshole, but like so does like as soon as you're there and everyone's like, what the fuck? And they see this person and like, oh,
Yeah,
and they're like,
he's
"Okay,
totally
I'll
messing
throw
with
up."
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
While that's happening, I'm trying to get Misfit and I'm trying to get Toxic Rage's attention to like point out like, you gotta take this guy on stage, man.
Oh, God.
I'm trying to point him out. So
So Misfit, you're playing, and this chick is like pointing at this guy, well, actually, give me a perception test.
Sure.
You're on stage. There's a lot
there's
happening
lights.
in your eyes
there's
right now.
lights and fucking
There's stage lights. Give me a -2 on this.
What human perception or just perception?
I guess human perception.
Okay, I have perception and then human perception.
Yeah,
I don't know
read
the difference between those two.
Read faces, bodies to detect lies, and emotions is human perception. Perception is
Okay,
just
so
searching for
perception
the
itself-
hidden.
Okay.
Yeah. So do regular perception, but do a -2.
Okay. 12.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I would say that there's a lot happening right now, and you're focusing on what you're doing. But you are able to see like it's not hard to find Merv. Like you saw him before. You like got a beat on everybody, and you see someone like pointing at Merv, mouthing something.
Okay. Yeah, Misfit's in the middle of fucking. Misfit's in the middle of fucking. She climbed up her webs and I won't fall for her lies. I fell for those legs. Oh. And she keeps going. And then she focuses on this and then she looks towards Mirth. What is Mirth doing?
He's standing stoic beside Mars, not paying attention to her gesturing at him with his drink.
Yeah, Misfit kind of gives like this. Okay. Look. But then she looks him up and down and goes, yeah. And she signals her like backup crew to grab him and pull him on stage.
Yeah, they're like looking around, and so Mirth, you have a couple of what seem to be like stagehands or security guards or something come up to you and like start beckoning you on stage.
he kind of like makes himself look bigger and then walks up to them and says, "What's the problem?"
Dan wants you on.
Mars totally takes this opportunity to hold on to him and is like, I'm gonna be on stage. Come on.
What? And so Mars like goes with him.
You're being heavily pressured by them, and they're like, "Come on, let's." Let's.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, stop! And he like goes over to someone else.
Yelling at him.
Yeah.
While this is happening, Misfit gets ready and they're ending this one song and they're about to. She kind of snaps at her crew and they kind of know the gist. Like, okay, play another like heavy rock song, another like headbanger, and she walks over and hands Mirth a fake, like, not fake, but very cheap ass guitar. She hands him the one that she was playing. And then her other backup crew gives her another fake cheap guitar, and she starts like, readying it. And she goes, "Let's see what you got, big tits." And she like moves.
Yeah, play it, big tits. Big tits, big tits,
Big tits.
Okay, so what do I roll for this?
I don't know. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's roll cool.
Yeah, Misfit kind of like watching to see what he does with the guitar, because she meant like smash it, but she wants to see what he does with it.
Yeah.
I rolled a 2, but I want to re-roll this one because
Okay, yeah. Do a
I kind of
reroll.
want
Yeah.
I kind of want it to go his way, but we'll see. Okay, 16.
All right.
Oh, man.
You make it seem like you could have an idea of what you're doing. You're not the worst thing in the world. You've heard, you're doing
So-
what you think is right.
I think what Mirth would do is he would be very, very hesitant and like, what? And then as like Misfit started kind of doing stuff, he'd start imitating her.
Yeah.
And then he'd like kind of get into it as the crowd sort of started to like cheer and stuff. And then he will he lets the guitar drop and he takes off his bowling jacket and he just has the fuck off shirt on and then he picks it up and starts like totally messing around with it. He's very awkward and like, but he's got there's a bit of charm in like a awkward kind of way.
Yeah.
Like when that guy
Mars
comes up on stage, you can tell they don't know what they're doing, but it's just like, yeah.
They're just happy to be there.
Mars is happy to like hop around on stage and kind of like be your hype person and like make her way to lead singer Misfit. It's like, that's my friend Tim the Slim Jim.
Yeah, you see, there's the guy that Mars was talking to about Tim. Was down there, and like when everyone's cheering big tits, he's like trying to like make eye contact with Mirth. Yeah, Tim!
New best
Slim
friend.
Jim! Slim Jim! Slim Jim! Yeah, this is a mess, and the crowd is just like whatever, like they're all super. It's just a big So. Yeah, a couple randos come on stage and everyone's like, "Woo, big tits!" And you guys have this.
He like
this big
picks
set.
a couple people up, like they hang off his arms, and he's like,
Yeah. They're like, "Whoa!" Wow. Yeah, Merv, better at being undercover than he thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Go on.
Misfit, she dances along with them, plays the other song, and then she kind of like makes a motion like, all right, you guys can go. And then they play Red Serum, which is their like number one song. Everybody knows it. It's about corporations that pretty much what went down. It's pretty much about the corporations that got involved in the nuking, and that's why our sky's red, and everybody's taking these, pills, serum, taking all of these lies that are listening to it and being blind to it, and we're in a red haze. That's pretty much it. And after that wraps up, she, says goodnight to all of her adoring fans. And
there's a guy without his shirt and like a big
awesome.
gun. He's like swinging around his shirt, like.
That was awesome.
And then she, of course, smashes her guitar. Just
Everyone.
yells
It's
back and-
It's become a staple, and everyone's like, fuck it up, fuck it up.
Yeah! Fuck yeah!
Just rips it off stage. Hits the ramp.
Yeah, now Merv is a bit taken back, and it's now everyone's just like, like,
oh my god, she's so badass.
She then goes, picks up Merv's guitar that he didn't smash and smashes that one and then kicks the fucking neck of the guitar into the audience.
Toxic rage!
Yeah.
That's a lot of. Does she do that every time?
I hear it, yeah.
Huh. It's an expensive stunt.
Afterwards, she.
That's why it's punk, man.
Afterwards, she tells her.
Fuck money.
Her guards that brought them up, like, hey, I want those two backstage.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Hey, that you guys have someone approach you. Hi, Misfit and the band are giving you guys pass backstage. So if you come right down this hall, actually, guy with the hair there, yeah, he like points to Hendrix, who's like, he's like, where'd my... He threw his drumstick earlier, and he's like, where the fuck my drumstick go? He's like, that guy might take you back there. Like, how's he go?
Mirth leans into Mars and says, why do they want us backstage? Do they need help lifting something?
Because I guess you made an impression. We're awesome.
Oh.
Hey, just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Got it.
So, yeah. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Hendrik is like, hey, Big Tits, what's up, man? How's it going? And he goes to, he's like going into the motion of giving you a bro shake.
It takes Mirth like 2 seconds. He stares at his hand and then gives him a high five.
He whiffs it, and then it's like awkward, like.
You guys do this. It's like,
like,
yes.
Right on, man.
I'm Big Tits.
Yeah. Hey, and your name, you didn't get a nickname. So what do we actually call you guys? Actually, you know what? Come on back. We'll have a chat. Yeah. It's on back here. Yeah. You guys toke? As he like walks back. And you're led backstage to the green room, where it's a bit more active than it was before. Like everyone's kind of riding that adrenaline, and they're all kind of doing their thing. Misfit, how's it like? What's going on?
Yeah, Misfit's pumped. She's jumping up and down, and she's like, yes! Do you feel that energy? It was amazing. Oh.
Bill, punch me in the face. Bill, punch me in the fucking face.
Hit him,
like,
Bill, hit him.
Yeah, he just fucking decks him. He's like, fuck yeah, mate.
Oh, they're so cool. You guys were amazing.
Hey, and Misfit
that was an excellent show.
Her guitar case and walks over and goes, "You guys were on fire."
Not
I
as
haven't
on
seen
fire
that much
as
passion. Oh, thank you.
I love this outfit too, girl.
I love yours. Like, it's
oh my
gorgeous.
God, stop. Oh my God, stop. Turns to Mirth. The singer of Toxic Rage likes my outfit.
Yes, I heard that. It's you both look very nice.
It's bitchin', and she like punches, not hard, but she punches Mars's shoulder, and then she looks up at Merv and she goes, "And you are huge. You're very strong."
He's a stripper.
Thank you. No, I am not a stripper. I am not a stripper. That is incorrect. I think my friend is joking.
They call him Tony Pepperoni.
That's quite a name. I bet all the ladies like your pepperoni. They could probably call it spicy.
I don't have any pepperoni.
Oh, you're that kind of stripper. Okay, a lot of people taste of plastic.
I'm sorry. No, I misunderstood. I'm not a stripper.
Big
but
tits,
that was very fun.
you get a blood thrown at you. Merv.
Do you catch it all?
Mirth picks it up and says, "That's a fire hazard."
Oh. You just see, all of the shit that just happened on stage, right?
Oh,
That's a fire hazard.
I think what
Yeah.
he's trying to say is that it's awesome that you're willing to burn the place down after you fucking tore it up.
Oh,
yes,
fuck
that's
yeah.
what I meant.
Yeah.
Every sesh we do it. But you two, that was incredible.
Can we
Obviously,
like,
I mean,
can we like have a drink or something?
sure. Hey, Phil, make one of your famous fire martinis.
Fire martinis, right? Okay, sure. Yeah. Does anyone else want? Fuck yeah, we want fucking fire martinis, Bill. Right. All right. Cool. I will get you the fire martinis. Yeah, you are large. And he like walks. He like kind of scoots past Merv.
In between them, even though he could have gone around him.
Yeah. Fire martinis. All right.
Thanks, Phil.
Uh-huh. He's like,
And like, as he leaves, Misfit just goes, "He's cute. I like having him around."
Yeah.
Plays his wicked on the keyboard.
Yeah, no, that was cool. That flute thing, that was just totally unexpected.
I know. Everybody mentions it. It just catches the ear. Plus, like, it just fits with the aesthetic that we're aiming for, and
Yeah.
for that one song, it actually like means a lot to be in it.
Yeah.
Have a seat. You guys are just standing here. It's weirding me out. She sits down on her guitar case.
Yeah, she'll sit down, I guess, like on the edge of a dressing mirror table.
Yeah, the mirror's like sideways, and that's where everybody does their makeup.
Mirth
Yeah.
tries to sit on a stool and knocks it over and then just stands.
Yeah, Misa just watches us and she goes, uh-huh.
So
So you guys like dating? Like, I mean...
I don't know. We're trying it out. He's actually the one who invited me out to come and see you all.
Oh.
Yeah.
What a date night.
He's got a great taste in music. My
I
Tony.
see that.
It was an enjoyable show. You can call me Mirth, by the way.
Merv.
Mirth
Like-
the girth.
like laughing.
Yeah, yes, like laughing.
Yeah. You're like having a giggle because you definitely seem like you're having one, mate.
Oh, I wasn't joking. That's people call me that.
I can see why.
Right.
It was kinda-
Yeah. That irony, it's punk as fuck, huh?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, mate.
Definitely. I feel like we're the only fucking band who actually owns that shit.
Yeah. So, Mirth the girth.
That's I guess now that's my new name.
Yeah. Why toxic rage?
Yeah, I'm curious. Not a lot of people hear about us, especially, in the city, because that one time we set cars on fire. You heard it. It was our first song.
Yes, I had heard that song and heard about that song, and I thought this seemed like an appropriate place to bring a new friend. So
So are you like, do you, fight against the corporate policies and bring down agendas and flip cars or something, or
Lola.
give shit to cops?
Lola bends down and leans right into Mirth's face, and she's like, "No, he looks like a bootlicker to me.
what does that mean?
You lick boots."
Means you're boring.
It means I'm boring? Oh. Well, your friend's opinion doesn't mean very much to me, so if that was meant to be an insult, I'm truly unaffected.
Right on. Welcome to the green room.
Well, thank you for the pleasant evening. Mars, I'll meet you outside.
Mars is going to kind of like is going to attempt to catch Mirth off guard, and think point so that Myers case, huh?
Myers?
So, quick, who are you talking
Oh wait,
to
no,
exactly?
I'm sorry. No, she wouldn't know that you know about this. Hold on.
Yeah, you would
Pause.
know.
No.
No. I think. Never mind. There's nothing I can really catch you off guard with. I
I
think.
mean, you could
just
do more advanced. You can make up some.
I think he
Yes.
just genuinely feels uncomfortable. He only wants to talk to Mars, and so he wants to like remove himself and wait until she's
Yeah.
ready for a conversation he feels is relevant.
Misfit's gonna speak up, especially when he's like, "I will meet you outside," and she goes, "Oh, honey, boo boo, you don't want to do that. Half of my fans that actually, harnage the truth of what we spit, are flipping people's cars outside and setting them on fire. Not to mention, do you really want to leave your perfect, beautiful girlfriend alone?
Is that
Yeah.
a threat?
Did we offend you at all? Oh, honey, if we were threatening you, you would know."
Fair. That's fair. Sorry, I wasn't sure that your friend, and he gestures to Lola, really wanted me here. So
That's Lola.
That's just the way I talk to people.
Yeah.
You'll get used
They're
to it.
perfect sunshine peach.
You don't eat meat, do you?
I'm not sure what the correct answer is.
The correct answer was no, sweetie. Okay. I think I'll leave.
Actually, the
And
correct
then she,
answer
like,
is
turns-
he is the meat. Look at these guns.
Oh, I don't know if you
Yeah.
want to mention that around her.
Well, being the meat would mean consuming the meat, which means that you're just another animal killer. So, just something to
have a cat.
consider. Did you say you have a cat?
Yeah. He just like
Okay.
Okay.
Cool talk.
he's like so out of his depth.
Yeah.
He, like, I
Yeah.
have no idea what to do, and he feels so.
She was just like, alright.
This is palpably awkward, and that's exactly
Mars.
how
Do you
this
need
is.
help lifting
Yeah.
anything?
Oh. Well, I mean, if you're offering, you can lift all our shit back in the van.
Yes, I could do that.
I was kidding. You're a guest.
Oh.
Oh, but if he does it, I don't have to. Yeah, Bill's like, yeah, right, yeah. If he lifts it, I could just get placed.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, we're not. And they like without looking at each other, like fist bump, like not wrong.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah. Yeah. Mars gonna like knock down her fire.
Oh yeah, it's literally
Martini.
on fire. You have to
It's
blow it
literally
out.
on fire. Yeah.
Phil's
Misfit
come
doesn't
back
blow
in.
hers out. She just fucking downs it.
Yeah,
Nice. Whoa.
there you go. Yeah. Fire
Yeah.
martinis,
Oh,
everybody.
this is on fire. This is on fire. How do you put this in your face?
And as you see Misfit just going like that, and then she tosses the martini behind her, and it smashes. Thanks, Phil.
Phil attempts to lean in, and he goes, "You're supposed to blow it out."
Thank you, Phil. and Mirth drinks it all in one gulp once it's blown out.
Yeah. You gotta show me how to do that though. That's pretty kick ass.
Thanks. You learn a bit or two when you change multiple bands, and then when you find your home, your place. Half of these fuckers don't even know how to do it, so gotta teach them. But they're my babies. And she like looks at her group and like
love
not
her.
in awe, but more of just like a oh. Like,
Hendrix is on the one seat, and his legs are draped over one arm, and then his head over the other, and he's like he has the lit like cig in his hand, but he's asleep.
Okay, wait. So Mars is now gonna go. You want to hear a fun story of how we met?
definitely. Tell me.
So he shows up to my apartment out of nowhere, dressed as a package delivery guy.
Strange.
Pretends he's not a stripper. He's totally a stripper. And
I can
then, and then come to find out, he has a file on his phone that says to find me, and it's encrypted. Right? Yeah. So what's that about?
What is that about? Tell me.
Well,
big tits.
Okay. Well, Mars, I was told to find you, and then I found out that you
Told
do.
by who?
I'm not sure.
I
The
mean,
same
like,
person
you
who
didn't
told
get
me
their name,
to.
or
Well, the same person who told me to find you sent me a file that is of interest to me, and I was unable to decipher the file. I hear you do that, so maybe that's why they told me to find you. Maybe not. Well, is this anything that you've heard of before? Did it surprise you?
Yeah, I've never heard of a Vance, have I, Trev?
No. Well,
Yeah.
no. So you heard of a Vance passively on the news about a year ago. There was the executive, that the Militech executive, the CFO of the company, Lyle Burke, was under some heavy fire. Like, he was being accused of human trafficking. And then it turned out this name came up, Vance, and all responsibility was shifted to that name, as evidence was found that no evidence was found on Lyle Burke, but evidence was then found on this Vance character, who is still at large as well.
So Vance was like a name that was
A name, right?
attached to the scandal.
Yes, there was a name attached to evidence of human trafficking in Night City from what it seems like the port, the docks sort of situation. That's the only thing you could think of, like, with Vance that might relate.
Yeah. Vance. It's a really weird file name. Can I take a look at it?
Yeah, I would love if you could see if you can figure something out with it.
You guys don't mind if I try and like crack something right now, right?
By all means, go for it.
Oh shit! Are you one of them? You do you like plug into the thing and you do all the
Clickety-clack.
Netrunner.
Click clap.
Netrunner, yeah! Oh fuck yeah, mate! All right, let's see it.
Yeah. Show us.
It's not gonna look super impressive, but let me whip out these babies, virtuality goggles. So these
Yeah, she just
big-
Misfit's like, ooh, like I could, and she like smacks Lola next to her and she goes, we could use this for our next act. Like,
Oh my god! If everyone had a pair of those goggles, we could charge admission to a virtual show and the real show,
yes,
and then they give us more money.
yeah.
All right. So what would you like me to do? Would you like me to do an interface?
All right. Well, so you jack in to the file. Well, what is your action? What are you trying to do? Are you?
Well, I don't know if a file gets jacked into. It's like usually it's just a system. So I already have the
Right.
file.
You already have the file? Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there
I could
are,
like
so...
I could do a thing to decrypt it or whatever, but
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's right. You already have the file. Yeah. You would just need to do an interface to try and decrypt the file.
Okay. Here we go. Oh no, re-rolling.
All
That
right.
was awful.
Yeah.
Okay, a 12.
Okay. Very good. All right. You do manage. This is pretty easy because this sort
Thank you,
of decryption.
chat, for giving me the reroll.
Thank you, chat. Just so you know, absolutely would have failed if that one was the thing, and that would have left me upset. So yeah, Mars is easily able to get in because this decryption seems a bit familiar. It's it's not any like crazy state-of-the-art thing. Like for you, like this is kind of like, all right, sure, like it's an interesting go about, but you managed to unencrypt the file, and what you find are some records of bank transfers. And these bank transfers, you can see it's sort of like an easily laid out sort of diagram, like someone already did this for you. And it's showing an account. There's plenty of these accounts, and some of them are offshore. And there are these transfers coming from all of these different locations. Some of them just seem like random people, and you're easily able to look into some of them, and the people seem just like some people who have money, no real connection to anything, but an exorbitant amount of money seems to be siphoned from Militech, just the corporation itself. And all of this money is being split up amongst all of these other accounts. And part of the diagram suggests that it shows a connection between these accounts and the main account of one Lyle Burke.
By the way, do you two mention anything about sex trafficking or whatever on this file?
Ooh, I will right now.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but thank you, because that way I can make sure to bring that up.
Yeah.
So, holy shit.
What is it? What did you see?
What'd you see? What'd you find?
Somebody did a lot of work, and they've conspiracy boarded a whole bunch of stuff together. Apparently, Lyle Burke, this is evidence of Lyle Burke embezzling a shit ton of money from Militech and siphoning it to a bunch of shell accounts. Did I get that right? Does that sound like the right description?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You nailed it.
Nice. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Remember when Lyle Burke?
Yeah, I've heard of Lyle Burke. He was
accused of human trafficking. Yeah.
Exactly.
And that makes sense why this file name is called Vance. It was a name, something, I don't remember the details, but I remember something about it being attached, like some kind of evidence related to the human trafficking situation.
Trev, do I know anything about Vance?
No, you've never heard of Vance. You would have heard it from the same news source, but you don't know anything extended about the name Vance. Just that, the name was the name that it was pinned on, and it was the picture of Vance is was put up on TV as well, so you have his face. Merv, if you'd like to describe what Vance looks like.
Yeah, Vance is he's sort of a shorter man, like with a thick build, kind of like like maybe like 20 or 30 pounds overweight, and just like a little bit balding on the top, and kind of has a friendly looking face. He was he did not IT, but he worked in tech. And so they, Mirth kind of nods when you say that, and he says, yeah, he disappeared right around the time that Lyle Burke was exonerated.
I haven't heard this shit since fucking arachnid bitch. She kind of sits back in her guitar case.
What'd she say? What?
I heard this shit since arachnid bitch.
What's arachnid bitch?
I had this thing, a friend. She went by a name of Spider, spelt with a 3, literally instead of an E, a 3.
I get it.
She offered me a job around the time that this shit went down, and I figured that it was, part of it.
Does that sound familiar at all?
Could you give me an intelligence roll? What would a memory test be?
Concentration is focus, memory, and mental toughness.
All right, yeah. So
will
concentration check.
Willpower plus concentration, yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty good for that one. 18.
Yeah. It's funny that she says the word arachnid because there is a poser gang around this section of Night City called the Arachnids. And this name Spider with a 3. It's not really like, you don't really know a lot about it, except it's just one of the goofy names these tool bags go by. That you know that it's a booster gang that has they're a poser gang, which means that they either do a lot of plastic surgery to make themselves look like a specific like a celebrity or a group of celebrities, or like they look like a certain era of people. Like they're like themed gangs. But like poser gangs are known for going deep into it, and these guys are like a super like their whole theme is they just kind of look like what people in the 80s thought Cyberpunk was. Think like anyone in chat, if you've ever played Saints Row 3, the Deckers, how they all have black and then they have like blue neon everywhere, and they have a bunch of like makeup. They just look like super like try-hardy Cyberpunk. And you know that they are a gang that's known for their cyber attacks on just small things here and there, like taking money and so arachnid itself kind of rings that to you, but spider just might be some person that's in it.
Okay.
Are they a well-known gang?
They are pretty much like around these parts, like you know who they are. They're not like renowned around Night City. They're not as popular as say like the Voodoo Boys are. But they're there. If you're in this part of the city, you know about them. They're not the type to go and shoot up a bunch of places, but they're a group of misfits, not the same.
Gotcha.
Not no relation.
Gotcha.
But they're known for their hacking, and to that end, I would say that Mars also knows them. Yeah. They're okay at what they do. It's nothing insane. It's not like world changing, but they were only formed within the last year as well.
Okay.
So. And then Misfit would actually know that they were formed around the time that she kicked her ass out of the band.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so Mirth kind of tucks that away and doesn't make any further comment. I don't think he sees any clear connection at the moment.
So somebody contacts you with a file name named Vance related to this huge human trafficking thing that Lyle Burke was involved in.
Mars, you also know that Lyle Burke is the CFO of Militech. And Militech, you have a hunch, well, more than a hunch, that they have something to do with the thing that you are interested in. I won't say anything further as you haven't revealed it, but the name Lyle Burke has come up in some of your research as well, but it just didn't seem relevant at the time.
Right. So now that said, what were you talking about, Misfit, related to Spider? You got a job from her? What does she have to do with anything again?
She was a friend, part of the band. Really good pipes on that bitch. But she offered me a job that, well, had to do with human trafficking. I kicked her ass to the curb and told her to fucking grab her guitar and get the fuck out.
Really? And this was around this same time?
Give or take. And she fucking formed her own shit, you know?
Yeah. And I'm the bitch that replaced her, and I can say that I did way better than she ever did, Lola says,
yeah.
like sipping on her drink.
Yeah,
Get it, Lola.
Degrees.
Get it.
Bassist is usually really overlooked, but I think I bring some awesome shit to it. and people can fuck off if they think otherwise. And she like points at Merv's shirt.
Get the fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you did very well, Lola.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything to not rub the egos the wrong way in this room, but
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, we're fucking awesome.
But Misfit, I need to clarify, what exactly did this spider woman want you to do?
It was just some trafficking gig.
What does that
All she
mean?
gave me.
Did she
It
tell
wasn't
you
much.
anything specific, or was it just...
Well, I mean, I would assume it would. She knows me. You know, I'm fucking lead singer of Toxic Rage. I mean, look what I did to my guitar. Look what I do to fucking flip over Toyotas because some jackass was shacking his secretary. I mean, come on. We bring down corporate policies and corporate bullshit and bring it, you know, open up people's eyes. That's what we do. If anything, if she wanted us to, I don't know, or me to do anything, it would have just been fucking violence and rioting. Because, I mean, that's what I do. I mean, I'm pretty hot shit with a pistol, but...
Do you still have contact with her?
Just like there's eye rolls and then there's Misfit rolling her entire face. Fuck off. Sorry, go on.
Do I, would I, Travis? I mean, I would
You
imagine-
don't talk to her. Why would you? Why would you need
Yeah,
to talk to her
exactly.
anymore? Yeah, she's old news.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what Missa said. She goes like, old news.
But you'd be able to identify her if you came across her?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that bitch has legs for days.
Was that other
Oh,
song
Spider.
about her?
Yeah.
Hey,
Now
look
I
at you
think-
paying attention.
Well, I think that that a person's art comes from their deepest pain, and I appreciate you exposing your true vulnerable self.
Thank you.
Deep.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah! Punch me in the
punch him
face
again.
again, Bill!
It's getting too hyped again.
Oh, so good.
Oh, fucking hell. Like, off
Yeah,
the background.
that one actually hurt. And he's like, oh, okay, enough.
And I think Mirth kind of goes down, like he sort of crouches down to Misfit's level, like not in a way that's condescending, but like trying to be less standing up and giant. And so he kind of like sits beside her and he says, look, I know that could be difficult. It could be difficult, but I would really like if I could speak with her. Would you be willing to identify her for me if we were able to track her down?
So you need her to track down this human trafficking thing? I mean, I'm not getting much information out of you two. Also, what's in it for me? Other than stopping a huge corporation with human trafficking, I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty big.
There's
obviously.
maybe a good song in it, I'd say. If you take down Lyle Burke, everyone will know your name.
Did Lyle Burke get away with it?
Lyle Burke was exonerated. It was
Exonerated, that's right.
all of the blame went to this Vance guy, whose full name is
I didn't have a full name for him.
Vance.
That's
Session 1.
Vance
That's-
Miller.
Miller. There we go.
Is it wrong that my mind went to Vance Vanderhoff?
Yeah. Vance Vanderhoff. Hello, Vance
Vanderhoff.
Human trafficking is the game, or Vance Bass the game, and
Vance
human
Bass.
trafficking is the game. Lance Bass. It's Vance, not
Bass.
Lance.
Vance Bass. No,
Vance Bass.
Okay.
Vance Miller. So Vance Miller was it's just funny. We all created one name for most people because we're so used to anarchy, where it's like our street names are like more prevalent than our
Our actual names.
So Vance Miller. But the title of the file was just Vance, not even the last name. Mars, could you do a if you're still looking at the file?
Yeah, sure.
What would be like a connect the dots sort of thing? Like seeing something that you may not have seen before?
Probably
No, I thought there was
concentration.
anything to see. Yeah,
Concentration, focus?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
while this conversation's going on, I'm like, Mars is thinking about, these records were sent to her directly via this, via Slim Jim, and so I'm wondering, anybody could have decrypted this file, like why specifically me? And I
Right.
know that there's something deeper in here. I want to know what's going on, and obviously I know that Mirth isn't telling me everything he's supposed to be, but I'm letting it slide for now until I get to the bottom of it. So there's my concentration. 17.
Yes. 17. Okay. Yeah. You notice, so there's a lot of numbers being thrown around to different shell accounts. And if you do some looking into it, there is one that sort of sticks out. And it's because it's just a lower amount than all the others. Like all the others have a good chunk of money being pulled through. Like some of the sources may not have a lot of money going to them, but like if not, multiple sources go to one to like really like fill in these accounts. But then one of them just has a few zeros missing on some of the and it's like a lower amount of transactions. And if you so you notice that there is this one account that does sort of stick out. It doesn't have any labeling on it or anything, but you do have like the information for it. If you wanted to dig deeper.
Yeah, sure. You think I could do that right now? Just out of, I would need to probably like go to a bank probably to dig into that. I mean, like in terms of information, you're talking about like
Right.
There's no name on the account, but there's maybe like a banking
there's no
route,
in this
like
diagram in the diagram that was sent to you. It's you also have some data of like the account movements and everything, but the diagram was there to like help make it clear. And this account just sticks out among the others. And I think because you're white hat, so you wouldn't have just stolen people's money. So yeah, no, you wouldn't have like experience with.
I'm not white hat. I thought about being white hat, but like gray hat. I'm gray hat.
Gray hat. So do you think that Mars has been stealing from people's accounts at all?
She does not steal from people's accounts. That for sure
so
she does not do.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have a lot of like just like right at the front of your head knowledge of how the banking like numbers work and everything. But yeah, you have this account, the information for it if you did want to go look into it. But yeah, it might be a possible lead. It does stick out to you.
Okay. Yeah, maybe if I would probably need to go somewhere to dig into that. That's a bank situation.
Yeah. Sorry, that was loud.
Yeah, no worries.
Just trying to find music, dude. But yes, so you have this information, and if so you've talked. Sorry, a lot of stuff. So the name Spider has come up. Everyone seems to have some sort of thing about it. So, what's your plan of action?
So Mirth is trying to convince Misfit to join him and see if she can identify Spider.
I would say it's not even just identify.
him.
It would also be potentially talk to her. You know, like kind of be an
Yeah,
intermediary.
find her and I think Mirth is pretty confident he can do the talking, but still wants to. Yeah. Anyway, he needs to be. He knows that with Misfit, finding her will be a lot easier.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, Phil will he kind of holds up a finger and he's like, I'm sorry, Mars, could I see the file?
Whoa.
What do you want to do with the file?
Well, you guys were talking about like bank transfers and stuff. And I used to work at one of the locals, so I kind of know a little bit about well, I not technically worked. And then Bill goes, yeah, he pockets some of the money from some bigwigs. And Phil's like,
Feels cool.
I have not.
Phil, you little devil. And I slide over the file.
Thanks, thank you. Yeah, and he's like looking through it. He's like, wow, yeah, that's a lot of money. It's kind of dumb. They're kind of dumb. That's too much money. You guys are dumb. Sorry. And yeah, he slides it back over, and he's like, the one there with the least amount of money is the local bank.
As in somewhere nearby?
As in all the others are shells offshore, and that one's in the city.
Well, that narrows it down. Thanks, Phil.
So where's this local bank?
It's well, it was during the, before all the it was down town. It's about, and he tells you the address of where it was, and it still sort of functions, and it kind of people still do their money through it, but it's a little yeah, that one's weird. It's weird.
Why would they have all these different offshore accounts and then use one single local bank? Isn't that a bit of a red flag?
Yeah, like I said, it's stupid. It's stupid.
The only thing that I can think of is that they kept it local, that or someone cut them off. Happened.
Or it's not his.
Or that.
Or it's hush money.
Ooh. Suspicious.
Well, he hasn't made any other mistakes, so this is helpful. Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, man, thanks for doing the big tits thing.
Yeah.
And thank you for that fire tequila.
Yeah, fire tequila's good. He shrinks back down.
Aw, Phil.
Yeah, pretty much as he goes back away, Mr. just reiterates, yeah, Phil's cute. Been keeping him around.
Yeah.
So,
It feels pretty alright. Black eye, with this big bruise on Ted's face, these two bruises. Yeah, feels alright.
You, Merv the Girth, you're really a stripper? What are you? This is not stripper questions. Usually strippers are like, what do you like? Do you like ass? Do you like tits?
I'm not a stripper. I'm not sure why Mars insists on saying that all the time.
So then what are you exactly?
I'm a private investigator.
Oh, shit. Knew it.
Yeah.
She's nothing.
Nice, mate.
She
Yeah.
throws oh fuck, what are they called? I don't want to get this wrong. What money? What's the currency?
Oh, the money hit?
Eddies.
The Eurodollars. Eddies.
Eddies. Yeah, she
Yeah.
throws an eddy pass towards Bill and Ted.
Yeah, fucking nailed it. Bill's like, actually, I was the one that gave you the idea, so I'm just gonna grab that. Fuck off! You want to punch you again? All right, we'll split it.
I like how you argue with yourself, Jeff.
Yeah. Thanks, mate. No, thank you.
Do I need to roll anything for that?
For what? For lying? Yeah, you do. Let's
Persuasion?
call that. Yeah. Well, What is it? Is it just under persuasion?
I have persuasion.
Yeah.
It's cool. Under cool.
It's
yeah,
not.
it doesn't look
yeah.
like there's anything else because
Sure.
your other option would be conversation, which is to extract info.
Right.
It doesn't look like there's anything else. Interrogation, which is to forcibly extract info, and then persuasion.
That or
again.
you could just do straight empathy or something, like double empathy.
Okay, so I'm
well,
going
it's
to have
convince. Persuasion says
it's to convince.
convince, persuade, or influence. So yeah.
All right, there
I'd
you
say
go.
that counts.
So I will have Mars and Misfit roll a person or like a human,
The human perception?
before the lie. So yeah.
Okay.
Just to
That's
have that
sympathy.
because for the reroll thing and like the knowing the thing, I don't know. I guess either way it doesn't really matter. So whatever. You can also okay, it doesn't matter. So Misfit and Mars, you roll human perception. Merv, you roll persuasion.
So I don't have human perception, so I'm going to spend some of my luck points.
Oh!
Okay.
I'm gonna spend
I got
3.
You got
of them.
23.
yeah 23. I critted, so
Yeah.
That's not good.
Hey, you have rerolls.
Good for
16
Yeah, it's
from
true.
me.
All right, 16, 23. Roll the lie.
All right, here we go.
And as the DM, if you would
Is
like
it-
to reroll. Yeah.
You've already beaten
Oh, this
me.
is tough since I already know the result.
Yeah, it's the only way to do it, honestly. So
Yeah.
like,
Okay, let's see. Do I push my luck and try for a 10?
oh, you could have all GM rolled me. I'm dumb. Anyway, it's fine.
It's all good. It's all good. Do I push my luck and try for a 10, or do I keep a
Yes.
17, which is
Live
solid?
on the edge.
Yeah.
Live
Do you
on
have
the edge.
live on the edge, man.
Oh, okay, I'll live on the edge.
of glory.
1 in 10 chance.
Oh yeah.
Now roll another D10 separately
No.
to add to your result.
Success
What?
plus 20, yeah?
Yeah.
Look at roll 20.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Wow.
Nice.
I'm
dude.
so good at being
God.
undercover, you guys.
So yeah, this detective knows when people are lying. So he knows how to not show the signs in people's like the faces, like the mannerisms they do. He's got pretty good. It's a bit weird trying to remove them from yourself because you don't usually have to lie to people, but you pull it off pretty damn well. And yeah, guy's a private investigator. Obviously,
And
he's super snoopy. Well, like he's
Yeah.
weird.
I think, too, Mirth is not the type that you'd expect to be good at lying. Because he's awkward
Right.
and stiff, and so you'd think he'd get very flustered, but he can lie fairly well if, yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
All right. Yeah. So private investigator.
Yes.
Thanks, Memnum.
Hey,
Memnon,
thank you, Memnon. We all just got another reroll.
I love you.
Thank you so
Ooh,
much for
I've got
gifting
a
all those
question.
subs.
Do these
Yeah.
transfer over?
Might
To
as well
next
make 'em.
session?
Might as well make them. Everyone's been so generous.
It's
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Because I have 5.
And since I am the GM, I'm going to say that if you're really, because living on the edge means living without boundaries. So if you want to waste all of your rerolls on one roll, have at it.
Okay.
So
Noted.
if you fail a reroll, you're allowed to reroll again, obviously, until you waste all your rerolls.
Okay.
If that's your prerogative, but
Okay.
so yeah, Muscle Mountain Mirthgirth is private investigator. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's so obvious. It's
There's
so
a-
obvious.
There's a moment where Misfit kind of like, and then she goes, "Yeah, I knew it," and then she gives
yeah.
an Eddie to.
So Snoopy. Yeah,
Some-
Snoopy.
I'm sorry I misled you, he says to Mars. I wasn't sure what your role in this was and the
Hey, no worries.
anonymity of the messages I got.
Look, honestly, no worry. My cousin is my private eye as well, so I know how it goes. Sometimes you have to break a few eggs to make an omelet.
I leave that to Hendrik, and then she looks over at him.
Omelets. Oh, omelets.
Ooh, omelets.
Oh,
I have munchies.
Yeah. I don't have omelets.
No.
Mirth is like, Oh. At this point, he's been up for like 24 hours.
Lola's in the corner like, you guys are fucking disgusting.
Like vegan omelets. I mean,
Yeah, we can make vegan omelets.
it's 2040 something. Come on.
Is there somewhere we could buy that? I am very hungry.
Yeah. Gang, let's roll out. Let's get some grub.
Yeah.
Stands.
Let's go, mate. And then, yeah, like, Ted stands up. He's like, oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Oh my god. Earth, we're gonna have late night dinner with the band.
That's pretty lit.
It's on you, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What a gentleman. I thought
sorry,
so.
Did Mirth just say that's pretty lit?
Yes, he did.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Fuck this joint. Fuck this popsicle stand. Let's get the fuck
Yeah,
out of
fuck popsicles. Oi, big tits, you're gonna lift all the shit in a van, yeah?
Sure.
And he offered.
Yeah, mate. Cheers.
Yeah.
He does it real quick.
Mars, yeah,
Yeah.
Mars follows around and like kicks some cans along the alley. Like, yeah.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Misfit does handle her own case. If Murph goes towards that, she goes, big boy.
Yeah.
It's mine. And she grabs it and she slings it over her shoulder.
No one touches boss lady's case. Gets real finicky about it. Don't worry.
As she like loads it in, Mirth says, "So, are you okay with helping me with this spider thing?"
I mean, hey, if you're not a cop, I'm cool. If you're not working for the government, I'm cool.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Besides, bitch tits gotta pay for what she did.
Was it something personal or just the horror of human trafficking?
Let's just say, hey, don't worry about it. At least it wasn't as bad as that snake eyes get, yeah?
Hey! You leave fucking Snake Boy out of this.
Human trafficking's one thing. Country, now that's a crime. And he like puts the van in gear and starts driving off with everybody.
Yeah. Misfit just lays back. She goes, fucking snake skin. She leans back in her fucking van that they own.
All right.
Yeah.
And as the gang all drives off to get vegan omelets,
Apparently.
I think that is where we'll call the debut session of Punk's Not Dead.
Yeah.
Yes!
That went quite a bit differently than I thought. I was very, very stressing over this, and I still had very stressing over this, and I still have like the kinks to work out of like the new system and everything. But this was really, really fun.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this is so much
That's a fucking
fun.
great session.
Play some music. What's our outro music?
Oh,
I'm
hearing
playing music.
You are?
Yeah.
What?
Yep, he is.
Yeah, it's playing in roll 20. Oh fuck! No, it's taking over. No, it's fucking taking over.
It's infecting you.
Fucking hell.
Do I need to? Should I refresh it? Oh,
Needs more
refreshing.
German accents. Get ready to not hear that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, refreshing. But oh right, no man, Trav, your accents. See, this is exactly why I wanted you to. I wanted you to GM this
Yeah, you're
because I knew
fucking
you were
nailing
gonna
it,
bust
dude.
these
I
out.
love you arguing with yourself. Seriously, it's
Thank
my favorite.
I see. So the thing. So yeah, I didn't know that
There we
they were twins. So it just makes it even better of like having them like yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. I love all
As
these
you
characters.
asked her, like, oh, do you have any like ethnicity? And I was like, oh, he has an idea. And I was like,
Yeah.
no, go for it, man. I
Now
want
go
to
for
see
it.
it.
Yeah. Because you know you're in a fucking punk band, and it's
Yeah.
like right. Hey, listen, fuck off.
I just love fucking punch
Well,
me.
hey.
Punch me.
man.
Fucking punch me in the face. Yeah.
I love
Trav,
Very good.
Trav
But thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
did an excellent
It's,
job.
All right, 1 down, 6 to go. So
Nicely done.
the gang has a lead. We'll see how
Couple
that
leads.
happens. Has a
The
couple
bank
leads.
thing too.
Yeah. Right. and we'll see which they decide to follow and what their course of action is next time. I'm very excited to have another 2 weeks to be able to consume everything.
Yeah.
Like that's a blessing. Yeah, it's my very first. I don't GM much, and it's my first time doing the system at all. So I'm sorry for anything I may have gotten wrong, or if things just didn't run as smoothly as they could. But it's I'm learning.
I think you did. I think it's good. I mean, it was a lot of good story setup, and you know, we kept each other focused. Making sure we knew what was going on, what we could do.
Introductory session, I gave myself a lot of leeway because it's for the characters and everything. So all right,
very neat.
Well, we all want to introduce ourselves before heading off. So let's start with Paige.
Oh shit! Fuck! I'm grabbing links. Hello, I'm Paige. I do things for a living. Open a new tab. I'm an artist. I draw things for life. For things.
You're just doing it on purpose now, aren't you?
I know.
I swear every time it's genuine.
I'm trying to fucking think and also like open all my shit so I can copy paste links. So okay, hi. I'll focus. I'm Paige. I played Misfit tonight. The rocker boy, obviously. I'm an artist in real life. I draw for a living. That's what I do. You can find all my stuff here on Instagram. You can also follow me on Twitter, which is here on Twitter.
Both of these are at the Ram Queen with 2 N's for those of you who are watching on YouTube.
Yes, and also I have a new announcement that's actually like terrifying for me to say and to announce this, but I fucking did it. I made a Patreon.
Hey!
I made a Patreon.
There you go.
Nice.
And, so if you like my artwork and you see it and you're like, fuck, she's amazing, but I can't afford supporting her through buying a commission, you can support me through this way. And you also don't have to. I post things almost daily on there. Today I posted about working daily and giving basically what I do in a daily time and days times when I don't want to draw or do want to draw or whatever. And I'm also posting all my series on there. For example, Inktober is coming up, which if you don't know what Inktober is, artists basically all ink and pen their artwork, and they do it for 31 days, all of October, every day. And I am going to dedicate myself to do 31 because last year I did 18 out of 31. But right now I'm focusing kind of on pin-up D&D characters, classes, and I've got 6 out of 12. And they all look great, and they're all gender ranged. I have a non-binary warlock. I have male and female characters.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's me. That's what I do. I also do Shattered Isles Unoriginal box set here on Twitch. They debut here on ShadowcastersNetwork on every other Saturday, which we did one 2 days ago. So we're gonna have one next two weeks from now.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's about it. Also, if you like this shit, you'll see it on Instagram, and you should thank my sister because she did it. And don't expect the same shit next week because I'm doing it on myself next week.
2 weeks from now.
So
2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
No, I don't care.
Call her up.
Find her. Make it happen.
I told
have
her
her write it down on paper or something.
I told her to fucking oh, you should do this every week I do it. And she's like, well, what if I work late? And I was like, well, I guess the days that you weren't working late, I'll ask, and then we can get together and do it. But I'm gonna probably
just wear it for the whole day.
Yeah.
I know. And I was like, so I'm probably gonna do different makeups anyway.
Take a picture, print it out, cut out the picture of your face, tape it to your face.
Just
put the makeup on the page, just trace it.
Pull a Deadpool,
and
then, staple it onto your forehead.
Yeah.
So, like
Nice.
I said, I believe me, it took like 40 other. I am feeling myself tonight.
How long did your makeup take, Scrim?
Yeah.
because it's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, maybe like 20 minutes or so.
Nice.
Half an hour.
Wow. Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah. It was. This is the first time I've ever tried masculine contouring. Well, I tried it when we did our test session, and it feels like the opposite of every instinct I've ever been taught about makeup. So it's very different.
Yeah.
Make your eyebrows bigger. Make your cheekbones less prominent.
On topic, Scrim, do you have anything you want to sign off with?
I do. So, of course, come back here in a couple weeks for more Punk's Not Dead. And I am very excited to be GMing Guardian Allies starting on the 29th. It is a Mutants and Masterminds game set in the Optiverse. And I get to GM like some really awesome people. Palmer, he's out. He's not here anymore. But yeah, he's gonna be in the game, and Allie, and a couple other people I don't know, Jules as well. And I apologize to the people I'm forgetting. But yeah, some people who are new to me and people who I've known for a while. So I'm really excited. It's gonna be good.
Awesome.
Join us.
Nice.
Hell yeah. And then forever GM, Oz.
Yeah, I'm Oz. I am, I was the game master of Join the Anarchy, which is ended. And now I get to play here on Cyberpunk Red. Although, however, I do GM The Sprawl, which is another Cyberpunk tabletop RPG that's powered by the Apocalypse. And that is on every other Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And we're actually hurtling our way towards our finale. Actually, our next episode is our finale. We have to skip an episode, so I believe we're returning on October 5th. I believe that's the Saturday. So that's going to be our finale.
Hey Oz, Anarchy, that sounds cool, but I'm late on the game. Where can I see this Anarchy that you speak of?
Hey, go to youtube.com/ShadowcastersNetwork. Or if you're watching right now on Twitch, because if you're watching this right now not on Twitch, that means you're already on YouTube. So you just have to go back to, right? If you're on Twitch, down in the doobly-doo, you can see a YouTube thingy there. You can just click that and it'll take you to our YouTube page where you can see all of our recordings of every single actual play that we've ever done. And yeah, it's good stuff.
Binge that shit.
Hell yeah, binge that shit. And aside from that, I help run the channel. So I've been the one that's been helping make all of this new look come together for all of our shows. And hey, thanks for
layout
for the rating.
So slick.
Unfortunately, you are late. We're literally ending our stream. However, welcome to the Shadowcasters Network.
Absolutely.
And we just finished up our first episode of Cyberpunk Red. Go check that out on our youtube.com/ShadowcastersNetwork. And
come back on the 29th at 8:30 Eastern, I'm pretty sure.
9 p.m. Eastern.
9 p.m. Eastern. For Guardian Allies.
Yeah. Yeah. And also come back in 2 Mondays on the 30th for our next episode of Cyberpunk Red.
Right.
Yeah. Every time it happens, I understand that feel. Rating is a fun time.
I think it's because like a lot of shows kind of end around the same general time frame. So then it's like having to find the one that's. But welcome anyway, and hope you like it. At least now you know about us, and
absolutely
you can come back.
Heck yeah, dude! Next Monday. And I'm Trav, the GM for this game. Ooh, being GM is really scary, actually. But when I'm not GMing, I'm doing a bunch of stupid content over on twitch.tv/Mr. TraviTrav. I'm on Twitter, TraviTravVA, because I am also an amateur voice actor who is in a pretty awesome audio drama. There's a lot of really awesome talent in it. And you should check it out for them because they are fantastic. But I'm also in it. It's called Cybernautica. You can find that at Cybernautica Pod on Twitter, and then cybernauticapod.com is the website. Other than that, I also do YouTube. I'm on Instagram. Everything is pretty much Mr. Travy Trev, if you wanted to check out my stuff. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Borderlands on Twitch. It won't be live tonight, but you can catch me there when you wanna. So yeah, and you can also catch me here on Shadowcasters doing both Join the Anarchy and GMing this game, which I already said, so I'm gonna stop talking. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, you guys. I hope you had a lot of fun. It's always fun to hang out with all of you. And without further ado, I guess we're going to sign off. So see you guys September 30th for episode 2.
Toodles.
Punks
Boom.
Not Dead.